Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I am Mike. Jay will be here shortly. He is having some computer issues. An update, real nice. Got it at Target. I don't know about you guys, but I still haven't. Let me make sure my mic's on here. I still have not made the update to Windows 11. I refuse to do it. Every time I update a computer, my computer turns into a walking piece of shit. Every single time. I don't trust Windows. I don't trust communists. I don't know what that means. But I don't trust Windows. I can tell you that. So yeah, I haven't done my update yet. I don't know if that's what Jay's doing or not. But sometimes my computer will just turn off, just in the middle of just turn right off, and then it's like, hey, we need you to get that fucking update. Pretty soon they're gonna be showing up at my house and playing Congo on my kidneys. But yeah, hey, I hope you guys are doing awesome. Like I said, Jay will be here in just a minute. What's up, Bernardo? I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Internet's a scary place, guys. Sebastian, what's up, dude? Connor, Truth Crime, Ryan, Vanessa, Das Bestes, Stacy, what up, man? Connor, Ron, Francisco, all you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with us today, this beautiful morning. I would say it's a beautiful morning, but it's not for me. It has not been a beautiful morning because I woke up. First off, I was up to like 3 last night, and I'm doing this Keanu Reeves article, and I'm up against the clock on it. So I'm having to watch all these movies, and not having to. It's my favorite part, is doing the research on the movies or whatever. But I'm watching The Gift, Sam Raimi movie, The Gift. Pretty damn good one. It's got Keanu in it, but like he's just a piece of shit guy who like beats his wife and stuff. But he it's got, the cast is insane on this movie. J.K. Simmons, Giovanni Ribisi, you name it, man. They're in this movie. Kate Blanchett, Greg Kinnear, Katie Holmes is a slut in this movie. I'm talking bad. But she ends up under the sea. So anyways, I'm watching this movie, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, fuck, I gotta go to bed. I gotta take the kids to school in like 4 hours. I'm trying to make my way through all these. Anyways, I woke up first thing this morning. You know what I woke up to? My wife letting the dogs out, and then I smell something. I say, what the fuck is that smell? And then I hear, pretty sure the dogs just got sprayed by a skunk. I'm like, oh my God. So Hella, our pit, whatever mix, sprayed by a skunk. Yeah, Robert, jail be here just a minute, man. It's just having some computer issues. But yeah, dog got sprayed by a skunk this morning. So, and then the dog got in the house before we realized it. So the whole house right now just smells like vinegar and skunk on the day of the NCAA tournament. What the fuck? Daughter had a nosebleed in the middle of the night. Just a weird, just like signs of the apocalypse. I don't know, but they're here in this home specifically. They're beginning right here. I don't know if you guys' dog has ever been sprayed by a skunk. Stacey James said, poor doggo. Actually, I'm kind of on some fuck that dog shit right now, because that dog's an asshole. She runs outside. She chases everything she can. She deserved to get sprayed, I'm sure. But yeah, a pet store didn't open up till 9 and had to get some special shampoo. And then the pet store's like, well, it's on the truck, so you can come back this afternoon. I'm like, bro, it's cold outside. I can't take my dog in. She's cold. Anyways, but yeah, so then we had to give her a bath outside in the cold, which is worse on her than us, but I just feel bad for myself right now. And yeah, it's been a morning is what I'm trying to say. It's not been a good morning. George, I did hear about tomato sauce. That is Kentucky Truth Crime. That's 100%. But yeah, I heard about tomato sauce, but apparently that's an old wives' tale. I guess it works, but there's just way better options. We went with the baking soda, dishwashing soap, baking soda, dishwashing soap, hydrogen peroxide mix. So, and we're gonna have to do it again later because she still stinks. I tried putting vinegar in here, and now it just smells like vinegar fucked a skunk in my house. So it's awful. You don't like that. It's no good. But hey, how the hell are you guys doing? That's the most important thing. Here to talk movies, have a good time. But yeah. It's the first day of NCAA March Madness. Very excited. Maybe the best week in sports, just because it's constant, man. Just Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a damn party. It's a damn party. I find at least one day to go to B-dubs and just sit there all day like a just degenerate, gambling and watching sports. It's a good time. It's a really good time. I like it. But anyways, Yeah. Yeah. I also watched, you know what else I watched while we're waiting on Jay to come in here and before we actually get started talking about the stuff? I watched what the fuck is that movie called? The Day After No, not The Day After Tomorrow. I always get those confused. The People Who Stood Still. God, what is it? The Man Who Came to the Earth. The one with Keanu in it, where he's an alien. What's the name of that fucking movie, man? The Day the Earth Stood Still. I never saw the original. I probably need to go back and watch that. But Keanu gets a lot of shit for that role, right? Like, because he's so like, I'm an alien. You know what I mean? But like, when you watch it, it's kind of his Terminator, which is pretty bad. What's up, dude?
Hello.
You have that Windows 11 try to butt fuck you?
Bad. It got it all up in my butthole.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens. It's a dark place to be.
But oh well. Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's bobsled time. Cool runnings. You got to rise above it. I watched that. Yeah, I watched that the other day. It's some good shit right there. Cool Runnings, man. Classic Disney.
I love John Candy.
It was great.
I just love Candy, to be honest with you. It's the best.
Ooh-wee.
Hey, have you ever seen that movie, by the way, The Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu?
Yeah, and it just proves the point that Keanu Reeves literally has one wardrobe. He always wears a tie in almost every movie he does.
I noticed that too. I was literally thinking, I was like, fuck, he's always wearing a suit, you know?
He always, I'm sure there's been, I don't think he was wearing a tie in Point Break, but ever since like after the 90s or something, he always wears a tie and a jacket.
Yeah. He was like, I look good in this, you know? So he just wore it every fucking day. I don't blame him. That's what Einstein did.
Yeah.
Wearing a suit on the subway, eating
well,
his crackers.
I didn't even know if I was going to come on today because I can't be associated with somebody who doesn't think that Jada Pinkett Smith is a horror scream queen. And obviously that someone that doesn't think that she's a horror scream queen is a racist piece of shit that needs to be burned at the fucking stake. You all know what I'm talking about here. Come on. Give it up for Jada, that bald-headed bitch. Let's give it up for her. I just, you know what? Mike was telling me about the situation on Twitter. I was literally reminded of a quote. And it was probably the smartest fucking most relevant thing that Mike Tyson has ever said in his life. He said, social media has taught you motherfuckers to be disrespectful way too long without getting punched in the face. That's what he said. He said, social media has got you all way too comfortable when you disrespect somebody that you don't get knocked out in the fucking face. I mean, that's true. You can hide behind with your Cheeto sticky ass fingers from cum and go ahead and go on a rant on Twitter about somebody that you know nothing about and say bullshit lies. And you don't have to worry about getting smacked or punched or confronted because you're a pussy. And you get to hide behind your pussy screen with your pussy lips and keep clapping them.
Pussalaya. Put the pussy on a pedestal.
She was the one that was forgotten from Apollo because she was a piece of shit. Or, Olympus, I should say. Not Apollo.
Oh, you know what's so funny about that is I wasn't even going to bring it up. You came in here swinging.
No, because I literally just watched another. There was another YouTuber I was watching last night, and I can't get into the. I'll tell you about it later off stream. But he was bringing up something that happened in regards to somebody that said something about him. And I like the guy the YouTuber, and it was over social media shit, and basically likened him to a racist and a pedophile, because of what his opinion was, which it literally was something like. I think he got mad. And by the way, just for reference, I'm not going to say the guy's name, but he's a black guy that's a YouTuber, and he had a disagreement with April O'Neil being fat and black in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. He didn't like it. He thought it was a race swap. He thought it was disrespectful to black people, and he had his disagreements about that. So somebody called him out on Twitter and likened him to a racist pedophile, an Uncle Tom pedophile, because he didn't like.
Angry? Was he angry that April O'Neil was black, or was
he just thought it was disingenuous to the character. He just didn't like the idea that this is a trend in Hollywood where they constantly race swap things to make it diversified, and he didn't like it. And he's a black guy, and he said, if I don't fit their narrative, if I don't fit it in their brain, because the guy that was attacking him online was white, just so you know, because it's always white people that always are the ones that are most offended.
White guy telling a
black guy that he was an Uncle Tom. Yeah, he was an Uncle Tom, and then ultimately that, I'm sorry that April O'Neil's not looking like a 12-year-old little girl, so you can't wank it. So he's like, now you're calling me a pedophile. And the guy's like, straight up, he's like, you and I live in the same city. I'm going to come to your booth, and you and I are talking about that because I don't put up with that shit. I mean, he's like, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to beat you up, but I'm confrontational. I'm going to come to your booth. And then he walked it back. And then he said, you should apologize to me because you sent your fans after me. This guy is 3 times bigger than the dude I'm talking about that was insulted. 3 times bigger. It was crazy.
what gets me about the whole thing is that, like, when it comes to stuff like that, and you know this, I'm the first person to be like, I don't give a fuck what color anybody is. Like the April thing, I saw people getting mad about that, and like people can feel however they want to, but I'm like, it's a fucking fictional character. Who cares what their skin color is? Like, if it's good, it's good. I don't give a fuck. And this wasn't even that was even, but like, I'm the first person to say that, right? So when me, who I know is not is not racist, you know what I mean? And that happens, like, I'm like, well, what the fuck? And the funny thing was, I would have never, I didn't know it was a thing. Like, I posted, so I'll show it to you guys. Since we're talking about it, I might as well talk about it because,
by the way, I was gonna say, it doesn't matter if you want your characters more traditional, if you want them to stick to the source material, that's fine. If you don't give a shit, you don't give a shit. The point being, you can have disagreements, but then you can't go on the internet and say vile bullshit that 100%. Are complete lies and hatred towards another person, trying to ruin them just because they have a differing opinion than you. I mean, what kind of low-life piece of slime ball are you? You literally have no friends and continuously look at porn sites and jack off, probably to bestiality. So I don't even know, but I'm saying, like, that. What kind of loser are you? Like, scum. And it's so funny, dude. Back in the day, you would have got your ass busted, like your teeth fucking knocked in for saying shit like that to somebody to their face.
Yeah, well, and I totally agree with that. And on the flip side of that, I'm also not somebody who goes out and says, if someone says, I don't like the fact that April O'Neil's black or whatever, but like, they're racist. You're just a racist. Like, I mean, you don't have to jump from one plank to the other. You know what I mean? Like there's an in between.
Yeah.
And people use that word so loosely. When this came, so I posted this, right? And all I said was, name a character you were happy to see die in a horror movie. I'll start. And I posted a picture of Jada Pinkett Smith.
Mike, you might as well just posted a picture of a swastika. God damn, you racist.
But like, honestly, like, it blew my fucking mind. I saw one person, like, I posted, fucking forgot about it, didn't even think about it. I would have never thought a million years this would start an issue. I thought people would laugh. And I got a lot more to say about that, but like, so the first person I see says something, and I kind of went hard after him. They're like, "Oh my god, racist!" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I was like, "That is about the most immature, knee-jerk response to anything I've ever seen in my life. How dare you call me fucking racist because I don't like a character in a movie? And you're the one that's looking at her skin color, not me. It would have been more racist if I said, no, she's black. I better not post that."
I didn't even. Well, you told me about it. I was like, I didn't even understand what the fuck was going on. I was like, did you say something like, I don't like black women? And that's why I hope that I'm glad that she died in the beginning of the movie. Like, that might have been a little bit, more of a tense situation if she had said that, but you didn't. So I don't know what the issue was.
It gets so weird though. Like, the more and more it's gone. So this was like 3 days ago. You and I were talking, and I didn't even fucking like, we didn't even do the commentary or whatever that we were going to do. Like, I was late for that fucking shit show. Yeah, mic broken, whatever. It was a shitty day all the way around. But like, this has gone on for 3 days now. And finally, I immediately realized, I was like, I'm going to stop responding, because what's going to happen is my whole fucking feed is just going to be filled up with just like fighting about race and shit like that, and me trying to prove my point, and people just like spinning my words, putting words in my mouth. That's like, I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to respond at all. So I stopped, and it just keeps going. But you know what's really weird about the whole thing? And I'll explain myself in just a second. But like, what's really, not that I should fucking need to, but like, what's really weird about the whole situation is, dude, if you look at the people retweeting this, 504 more, probably has more fucking retweets than I've ever had on anything. So you click on it, and it's like almost every single one you click, either it's a white guy calling me racist.
They're always usually white guys.
Or B, it's a faceless account. They're all faceless accounts. They have, not all of them, but like, I'd say a good majority of them are accounts with pictures of like Scream characters, right? Like, it'll be like a picture of Jenna Ortega and a weird name, and then it'll be like, and they're almost all 18 years old with like the pronouns next to them, whatever. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying shit about pronouns, fucking great, whatever. But like, I'm just telling you the theme. They all look like the exact same account. And I've never been one that gets into like the bot conversation and all this, but it looks like there's bots retweeting it, and they're all saying the same exact thing with just a word moved over here or there. I've never seen anything like that.
I don't think it's probably real people, dude. Like, they're just that dumb. They come across as bots. That's how dumb they are. But by the way, usually you got you know what? Whatever about the pronouns, I don't give a fuck. But it's usually a telltale sign if that's in the profile along with a picture of like an anime or some shit like that, and you're like, yep, I know exactly what this motherfucker's all about. But yeah, by the way, and I'm glad you didn't do this. If you would fucking if you would dared to apologize, you would have lost like 47,000 friendship points with me, And then I would have been forced to create my own Twitter to go on there. And because if you apologize to these cocksuckers, they will crucify you. They don't want your apology. They don't want shit from you except for you to bend over and take it up the old tailpipe. And that's what they want to do. They want to punish you and make you see their point of view and make you understand that they're right and you're wrong. Dude, these are I can't stand these slum turds, like these just sluggy, stinky fucking bitches. God damn, it just smells like STDs through the screen when they post.
And I just want to reiterate one more time. I'm always the person like, hey, sometimes some people need to be fucking canceled, right? Like, I think it's a good thing that society's moving towards like, hey, let's call out fucking racism, okay? If you're a piece of shit or you treat women like shit or whatever, let's call it out. But hey, aren't we missing the point when you're literally attacking someone that if you just look at my fucking track record as a human being, what I've done online, the groups that I've supported, the things that I've said, if you take 5 fucking seconds to look at me as a human being, you will see that I'm not racist. Well, not as a human being, just look at me fucking online. So if you're wasting your energy coming after me, then you're actually hurting your own cause, if it is actually a cause. If you're not just, you just don't like me for, I don't fucking know. I'm baffled by it. I've never seen anything like it.
Let me just help you out here, okay? This is how I feel about, and I mean, these were the majority of women, right? Well, here's the thing that we're saying this. Women are stupid and I don't respect them. That's right. I just have sex with them. Show me your genitals. Your genitals. What?
John LaJoule?
John LaJoule, yeah. I would have tweeted that shit to the bitches. And just watch them fucking melt in their goddamn woke ass fucking pitchfork fire that they set for themselves. Here's the thing. By the way, it doesn't matter if you goddamn listed every accolade possible. They don't care about that. They know that. They already know you're not racist. They know most of the people they accuse of racism or transphobia or homophobia or whatever fuck phobia is trendy today. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. They know you're not. They just say it because it's a buzzword. It's a buzzword, and they know they can get people's attention by saying it and then putting you in a corner. By the way, they also have no substance for an argument because the first thing they say to you is if you're arguing with them or having a private or like a nice debate is either you're racist or you're a phobe of some kind. And then it shuts down the conversation because now you can't do anything but you have to defend yourself. That's the first tactic they use. That's the only tactic they use, and it's pretty pathetic. Like, it's so obvious what they're doing by gaslighting. Ray Charles could see it. Ray Charles could see it.
I know. I mean, I know that, and I watch it, but that's my point. Like, that's why I didn't even want to. That's why I wasn't even going to bring it up today because I don't even like talk about this shit. I hate the whole fucking culture war stuff. I think that either extreme is wrong, and I don't like to put people in groups. So I'm not going to say that everybody, you know, who feels this way about a topic is a fucking snowflake piece of shit, or everybody that you know, whatever the fuck is a huge redneck piece of shit. Like, we all do that too much. I don't want to do that. And B, when you look at the people who are doing this, okay, it's all fucking, it's like 97% people who haven't even graduated school yet. When you look at their profiles, it's like 18-year-old at best. Most of them are even younger than that. They're all nameless people, and they just have, they're obviously racist. Explain yourself. So now I'm gonna move on past that. I do want to explain myself though, and the reason I didn't apologize, and the reason I didn't even consider apologizing, it has nothing to do with like the whole woke thing and all that stuff. The simple reason I didn't apologize is that there's no way in fuck shit that post hurt anyone from A to fucking Z. If I'd have said something on accident and it did hurt any group of people, I'd have gladly apologized that I fucked up. This is a fucking character in a movie, and the post had nothing to do with race.
Well,
so
you also got to remember, there's a thing about it, and I can't remember what it is. Comedians talk about this all the time. They don't know your fucking life. Okay, they don't know what personal struggles you go through. They don't know what you're gonna go through, like what you've dealt with in society. I can't remember. There's an actual terminology for this. So they make a joke. If you're offended by the joke, fuck off. It's called the world. It's called life. You're gonna get offended. Things are going to happen. You know why? Because there's 7 fucking billion people on the planet, and every one of them's got a different idea of how things should go, or they have an idea of their political beliefs or their reality, the way they see it. So you're going to get offended. If you think that you're not, you're an idiot. So the point being is that we're not comedians, obviously, but even if that particular thing you posted, or if you did post something else that hurt a particular group of people, because who the fuck knows who they are? They could be like a small village in goddamn butt-fuck Norway that no one ever heard of before. And they're like, Bill was offended by this. I'm not going to, you know what happens? You get offended. I've seen shit that offended me, or I've whatever. And guess what I do? I move the fuck on with my life. I don't give a shit
Yeah.
because it's gonna happen. You're gonna get offended, maybe more than 50 times a day. Sometimes, I mean, I don't know where you work, but like Jesus Christ. But always why I brought it up is just because I just get tired, and I will call these fucking people out. These people that are literally using buzzwords and shit to try to get attention and clout, because that's really what it comes down to. If you think these people give a fuck about any type of social justice or they're trying to make a movement happen, they don't do anything. Why don't they put the fucking keyboard down and go do something about it? Nope. They'd rather sit in their goddamn basement and tweet shit because you really did something there. Because at the end of the day, they don't care about the issue. They only care about clout. They want clout. They want this. You know what this society has become to, other than getting addicted to fentanyl and fatness? We've also become addicted to like attention. People want attention so fucking bad. They will do anything and everything to get attention. This society is literally addicted to attention. Well, how many retweets can I get? How many likes can my profile get? How many this or that can I get? Because, and by the way, the more buzzwords things I say, the more attention I'll get. It's so sick, dude. It's so obvious too. These are mental problems.
Well, they're what they're trying to do, and I've seen it. I've seen the internet work to good advantage too. We've all seen videos of somebody actually being racist or something like that, or like hitting someone in public.
Porn sites too.
Yeah, oh yeah. And they're like, and there's people like, hey, let's find this person, right? And they get fucking assholes fired for their job for being fucking assholes and things like that. Like that all works and great like that. But like, and I get, but like when you see this, what they're trying to do when they do this and they retweet this and they're trying to put a spotlight on me and be like, more people can get to look at this. Maybe we get something going. We get this fucker canceled and kicked off the internet. It's like, I have 2 fucking kids.
They don't care.
Like, do you know that me doing this supports my children? So, I mean, if I did something fucking racist, fine, right? Like if I did something awful, fine. But take 2 seconds. If you scroll 4 posts down my page, you will see me fighting and talking about how great Melissa Barrera is, who, by the way, is a woman of color, right? You see me being a good person fucking 7 days a week and twice on fucking Sundays, because that's who I fucking am. Well, you know what I mean?
If you tweeted something nice about a black girl, your KKK membership just got revoked, and I know you're looking forward to the renewal.
But all I want to say, and I know we've already spent too much time on this, but I do want to explain my fucking post just in case anybody is confused about it. I really don't fucking know how anybody with a brain could be, but I digress.
Yeah.
I hate this fucking character in this movie.
I hated it too. I think everybody, by the way, I even said that, like, in Scary Movie, they made fun of the fucking character, and that was directed by a black dude. Keenan Ivory Wayans directed that.
Yeah.
Hello? It was the whole point of the joke. And by the way, you might as well say that Wes Craven was racist because he cast her in that particular part, which people are saying that was racist. So just shut the fuck up. Shut the front door and go eat some toast, you dumb shit. I'm like, I'm like, these people are, I feel like fucking Bruce Banner, dude. I swear to God, like I want to punch a goddamn big flying snake thing, like in Avengers, like because my secret's I'm always angry. But yeah, I would just say fuck them, dude. Yeah, don't respond to them, and then also don't apologize to them. And this shit's gonna happen. Yeah, if you give them attention for if you gave them more attention by tweeting about this or keep going with them, they're getting everything they wanted. Then they're trolls, man. That's what they are at the end of the day. They're just trolls.
Yeah, no, and that's the whole point of the post is just like the reason I hate that character. I didn't even consider the fucking black part of it. The only like half argument that I've heard that made any sense to me at all was, well, this moment in the scene was trying to say something about black people in horror and like the stereotypes that go along with a loud black person in the movie theater,
yeah, I remember
them
that,
not being seen. She's being stabbed in a live movie theater and nobody's doing anything about it. A lot of stuff behind that. And this is what, if anything got misinterpreted, it was this. Like, I actually think Scream 2 is the second best opening of the series. I can't stand Jada Pinkett Smith as a human being, all right? Just because of what I've seen with her character and the way she's acted and that whole scenario. But that's not the point. I actually think her acting when she starts to get stabbed is amazing in that scene. I'll never say that about anything else I've seen her do. When she stands up there and she screams and falls down, it's haunting. It's scary. It's fucked up that a human being is being murdered in front of a bunch of people and trying to look for help, thinking that her boyfriend just did it to her. I think the scene is fucking horrific. I think it's haunting. It's really fucked up. I'm not like, yeah, kill that bitch. What I mean when I say that I was happy to see this character die.
Yeah.
What I mean when I'm saying I'm happy to see this character die is that I thought she was awful. Like everything she said, I couldn't stand. She was, and I didn't bring this up because God forbid, I'm not gonna do that, but it's the truth. Listen to what she's saying. Her own boyfriend, who, by the way, I would hang out with that guy every fucking day of the week. He seems like a fun dude.
Yeah.
Is making fun of her because she's being racist as fuck. She's like, oh, see a dumbass white movie with dumbass white bitches in it. And like, you shouldn't say that about anyone. Like, you shouldn't. That's not why I hate her. I hate her because like everything she said was she hates scary movies. She clearly doesn't like those white people are in them. She's mean to her boyfriend. He's trying to have a good time. She's making him miserable. And number one, more than anything, she asked for popcorn with no fucking butter, Jay.
Well, also
Who the fuck does that?
A savage, obviously. But, you know, on top of that, she was practicing for how she was going to treat Will Smith. So this was just a warm-up game. This wasn't even acting for her. She was just doing what she does. But yeah, I hated that character too. I don't think anybody fucking really liked that character. She was barely in the goddamn movie. And anybody that says that she was a scream queen have obviously smoked too much. You smoked yourself retarded. There's no fucking way that she's a scream queen.
Called her iconic.
Yeah, why shit? Dude, the only other fucking movie I was telling Mike I remember in was Demon Knight. That was fucking it.
Nutty Professor. She was good in Nutty Professor.
She was hot. Yeah. I mean, she's a good looking girl, bald or with hair. I don't give a fuck. But that's talking about like she's a horror queen icon. That's so dumb. Anyway, but
and also the another sticking point, and people try to come at me for this too. I was like, and she was awful in the movie theater. When she sat down in the movie theater, she was screaming while everybody else was being quiet. She was talking out loud and doing all this stuff. And then people came at me and said, no, you're double racist. Do you know why? Because you're confusing her with the black girl from Scary Movie 2. She never got shushed in the movie. So my ass had to go back. I've seen it a fucking 1,000 times. I had to go back, clip the fucking scene where she's literally, the theater has quietened down because the movie's on. The theater's being calm and it's an intense moment. And she goes, bitch, hang up the damn phone, star 69. Literally, her boyfriend, and you can hear 12 other people in the theater go, shh, shh, shh. It's fucking plain as day.
Yeah, because she makes that stupid face. She makes that same face that she made at the Oscars before Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. She went,
yeah. And I put that
like
on
that.
there,
I was like, ooh.
No response. No. Oh, hey, sorry. That wasn't racist. My bad. No, nothing.
Because they never watched the movie. Darkness. They probably only saw that clip.
One person did. One person was like, "Oh shit, you're right. My bad." I'm like,
yeah.
I mean,
well,
I can't stand people who talk in movie theaters. I have, if you know anything about me, one of my biggest pet peeves on planet Earth is people who have poor fucking movie theater etiquette. And that's all this was a joke about. I wasn't actually happy to see her die. It was a haunting, dark scene. What I meant was, as a joke, this person died because they were being an asshole in a movie theater. That's all I meant. But if you want to talk about the character, I think she seems like a horrible person. I wouldn't want to spend 5 seconds with her.
Well, Omar, just embrace your darkness. Embrace your darkness. You did want to see her die. I wanted to see her die, and I wanted to see her die in the most gruesome way possible. And I'm glad they did it. So whatever, get over. I don't care. But yeah, it is what it is, man. I just wanted to bring it up because I wanted to make sure everybody understood what was going on there. Because things always get taken out of context, and people keep running their fucking mouth. And again, I swear to God, how relevant that Mike Tyson. Why don't you come to our booth and talk to us about it? Why don't you come to Mike and be like, hey, you're a racist, dog? And he'd be like, why? He's like, because you posted that shit about Jada. You're gonna get laughed off so quick. They'll think your name is Will Smith's career.
Apparently,
that's how quickly it'll be over.
Apparently, I stepped in a weird cultural situation too, because right now there's a big thing going on about Jada with the Chris Rock thing or whatever. I'm like, you should have. I say way worse shit about Jada Pinkett Smith than I did in this fucking tweet. Whatever, based on her actions.
Yeah, she's a turd, dude. I don't care what people think. Have your heroes, but Jesus Christ, choose them a little bit more wisely. And fucking Jada Pinkett Smith is your goddamn hero. The one that takes her husband on a fucking national TV show and says, I sucked my boyfriend's dick. How you feel about that? And he's like, well, I guess that's okay. I guess I was happy that I just wasn't in the room. But anyhow, by the way, I know
Chris Rock handled that situation perfectly.
He was perfect. Yeah, he had and by the way, you insulted one of the funniest guys ever of all time. One of the funniest guys ever. And he had a year to percolate that shit and fucking goddamn missile ballistic your ass. Why would you do that? But somebody was saying that about them, though, like how out of touch Hollywood is. Like the fact that he slapped Chris Rock on national TV, he slapped him, then goes up and accepts an Oscar, and everyone stands up and applauds him like he did something awesome. It's like, dude, you just assaulted someone on stage, and then he goes to the Vanity Fair and starts dancing and shit like nothing happened. Like it's like these people live in such a detached reality. It's so like absurd. It's almost scary that these people exist.
Nobody thinks for themselves anymore.
No, like the rules don't apply to them.
And that's the frustrating thing about the whole thing was just fucking. I don't do this shit. I don't. This is why I didn't want to argue with anybody online. It's like I don't want to get. So I don't want. There's a group of people I don't want fucking defending me. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want all of a sudden this big group of fucking let's kill the woke. Like I don't want that fucking shit. That's not a part of my life. That's not who I am. Like
don't talk about my goddamn group that way, you motherfucker. Now I'll tell you what. Me and Texas shoot to get after you.
I didn't want either. And by the way, thanks so many of you when I made that post for coming on there and defending me. That you're not who I'm talking about, but you guys know what I'm talking about. People that I don't know coming up and being like, "Yeah, hey, let's go get Gina Carino and start a fight with somebody," or some shit like that. Like that's not what I want.
I
just want to be left alone.
But the thing about it is that these are the same assholes that probably believe that when scientists were like, when they're like, "Why can't y'all go to the sun with the rocket because it'll melt? Why don't y'all go at nighttime?" Those are the same people. Like, if you go at nighttime, the rocket ship won't melt.
I was ADD now.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I was so we'll move on real quick. I do want to talk real quick about this, though. I found it really interesting. Mike and I talked about a few times about Disney and Marvel specifically, but so they're in some deep shit. So the Ant-Man Quantumania is not going to break even. It's not going to make $500 million. It's like 496 or 497. It's competing with Scream 6. It's competing with Cocaine Bear. It's competing with there's another big movie that just came out, and then John Wick is coming out soon. So they're going to probably remove Quantumania, and it's not done shit. It's not made any money, and apparently it fucking sucks. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I'll reserve judgment. I might go on to the high seas and sell with Captain Crunch and maybe see it at some point. But anyway, so they
Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's what I'm
watching on
Disney Plus. Yeah, that's what I said. But yeah, so shut up. The thing about them is if you guys look at the overall what's happening now, they've canceled so many projects because of this. They understand now that they're fucked. The more like now the MCU still has like the last movie that made them $1 billion or that did really well for them was the Spider-Man movie. That did really well because for obvious reasons, the nostalgia, people went to see. I mean, it did well during the pandemic. I mean, people were going to the theaters when the pandemic was still, people were scared and they were still going because you had Andrew Garfield there, you Tobey Maguire, they gave the fans what they wanted. But since then, here's the thing what's happening. There's no Avengers movies. Phase 5 or whatever the fuck phase it was sucked. We don't even know what's going on. There's no Avengers movies that's propping up these other properties. So they're having to stand on their own. And what's happening, you're seeing shallow writing. You're seeing terrible character design. You're seeing overused plot devices. And it's being shown for the world. And they're losing money because people are saying, if you're not going to give us what we want and like the characters that we want, we'll just go somewhere else. Fuck it. And they're the ones that said, by the way, we don't care about you fuckers. Bye. So when guess what happens? They're left with these flaky people and their movies are losing money now. Because by the way, and here's the other thing that's going on. The Marvels is coming out. Brie Larson's new one, Captain Marvel 2, basically. She's apparently a pain on set. She's mad that she's not top billing, that they took her out. She's not getting along with her co-stars. But that movie's going to be a fucking turd. Well, actually, it's going to be interesting because it's not going to have, again, people went and saw Captain Marvel and they went and saw Ant-Man. I like Paul Rudd, but people went and saw those movies because they wanted to see the end credits to go into the next Avengers movies. There's nothing like that that's going on. They haven't really even set up the bad villain yet. I mean, Kang, I guess, but it's really interesting to see this. Marvel's having a lot of trouble. The one what I was getting to though, the other property, and I was watching this guy, and he thinks it's dead. I think it's not dead. I think it could be revitalized. I just want to see what you guys think. The Star Wars property. Now, the Mandalorian season 3 just premiered, and it was shockingly low numbers. I didn't even know season 3 was coming out anytime soon. I haven't really seen anything about it, but it had like 1.7 million viewers. Compared that to when it first premiered, or like 2.4, 2.5 million. So it was a dramatic drop off in viewership. So much so that the property that Bob Iger, CEO, and the other top heads of Disney have said that they're going to cancel the new Star Wars movie. There was going to be a new trilogy. They were going to do a sequel, and they've said, no, we're not doing that because they're scared. They're starting to pinch their butt cheeks a little bit. And this guy's like, well, the guy that I was listening to was like, well, he thinks the property's dead. He's like, what? I don't know what they could do to save it. It's very easy how to save this fucking property. I mean, I just want to see what you guys think. What do you guys think? Shouldn't they just go back thousands of years before Star Wars, The New Hope, and do the Jedi Civil War? like the beginnings of the Sith, like how that happened, that'd be fucking badass. It takes place thousands of years before Luke Skywalker and all that shit, so you don't have to worry about playing with George Lucas's field. You can go back and make an original story and talk about the Jedi Civil War and like how the Jedi first discovered the Sith powers, and then they had this big civil war. And then later on, Darth Bane came along. Darth Bane's awesome, dude. Darth Bane's the guy that put the rule of two. Like the one that's why there can only be one master. I mean, there's so many great stories you could tell. That's how you save the property. Boom, right there. Get out of where the time frame is now. Go back thousands of years. Do some old Republic shit.
Maybe I guarantee you people love it. Would you like to see them let Jon Favreau run a Kevin Feige thing in there?
No, well, I don't know. I love Jon Favreau, but except for the fact that I know that a lot of people were curious whether or not he was going to erase that abominable horse shit that was the sequel trilogy, and he's like, no, we're keeping it the same. It's canon. And I'm like, God damn, you sons of bitches. So you're gonna make Luke Skywalker look as cool as fuck as he did in Mandalorian season 2, and you're gonna make him look that badass, or season 1, and then he's still gonna be sucking tits on some no-name planet and be a loser in The Last Jedi.
That was probably a business decision. That was probably
that actually probably was just Mark Hamill like saying, can I get a job? He was probably just hanging out somewhere. But yeah, anyway, I was just actually wanting to discuss that because I would imagine that's how you save it. I like Star Wars. I love Star Wars. But right now, where it's currently at, obviously even Disney is seeing writing on the wall. That's why they canceled the new Star Wars trilogy. And how the fuck do you lose money making Star Wars? I don't know. But anyway, that's what you do. I think that's how you fix it. You go back, you do the Jedi Civil War, you do the Darth Bane storyline. That's dude, like everybody likes the Anakin Skywalker storyline. Darth Bane is a badass motherfucker, like built like Bane. Like his name is Darth Bane, but he's built like fucking Bane, the Batman character. He's big.
Copyright police. Hello.
They can suck butthole. You know, but I don't know. I don't know. He's built like him though. He's just a big guy, but he's like a soldier. So I can't remember his storyline, but he has force powers and he gets involved in the Jedi Civil War somehow or another. But what really happens is the Sith start fighting amongst themselves because they can't share power. So he lets them all fucking kill each other, and he finds one survivor, this girl, and he takes her under his wing. And he's like, we will enact the rule of two. There will never be more than one master and one apprentice because this is what happens when there's too many of them. Because the Sith fight amongst each other like Republicans and Democrats. They just can't get along like at all. They want power. So that's a great fucking story.
I mean, it sounds cooler than anything that they've done so far. I mean, on a flip side, to play a Sith character right now, don't you think that maybe what happened is that the original trilogy was actually semi-overrated? Because what happened was it was revered as this, put it on the pedestal, and then all of a sudden everybody revered it, and it's like Star Wars, the Holy Grail. The second they started making more of them, it was like everybody was just kind of like, the more and more they make, the more and more people go. Interest just goes down.
Well, I think they look back at the original trilogy and they find themselves more like remorseful that they don't have that kind of storytelling anymore. Like, I think that's what's happened. I think what Disney's done is they've driven this shit to the ground. They've oversaturated the market. They've just they're getting rid of, like, I don't know how many millions of those Funko Pops. They're putting them in fucking dumps because no one's buying them. Like, I think it was like 30.3 million were going to go to a fucking dump site. So they could probably have a tax write-off because no one's buying them. But I'm saying, like, I think that's what it is. I think that they've oversaturated the market, and I think they've driven this shit into the ground. That's what happens.
100%. They've done that. They're doing that right now with Marvel too. I feel like
no, Marvel's in a little bit better state because they can have potential of having like big movies that come out. Like, here's what they're going to do, and again, all credit to this guy that was he's dead on. He said all they're going to do is they know they're in trouble with the MCU, so they're going to start doing the nostalgia thing, and they're going to probably bring back Iron Man or something like that to get people to be like, oh, here's a beloved hero, he's back in the movie, come see our movie. Like, they'll rely on nostalgia to get people back in the theaters to get interested in the movie.
X-Men in the back pocket. That's the ticket.
Yeah, but where's the fuck that? I mean, where is it? I mean, and by the way, why would you just not introduce the Fantastic Four? Who the fuck asked for the Eternals? Who the fuck did?
We get ice cream.
When the fuck did that happen? But no, I mean, I'm not saying I didn't like. I like the Eternals as characters in the comic books, but nobody asked for them. You could have put the Fantastic Four in or X-Men. People just give people. Where's Wolverine? I want to see all that shit. Anyway.
Yeah. 100%. Well, Wolverine, Deadpool, at least they're doing that, thank Christ. But so speaking of which, this ties into the superhero conversation. So Courtney Reed sent me this Zack Snyder tweet on the Twitter yesterday, and so I haven't looked this up or like followed up at all. Y'all just tell me if you haven't seen this, what the fuck you think this is, because I have no idea. Let me share it with you.
It's a video, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Share audio. Okay.
Like my computer this morning.
April 28th, 29th, and 30th. Save the date.
Oh, Darkseid's getting married.
April 20th.
Thanos and him are tying the knot. No, well, I saw that. I don't know. It's really, really, really cryptic. Because as far as everybody knows, the Snyderverse is done. Like James Gunn, those guys are done with it. But I mean, did James Gunn contact Zack Snyder to have him have something to do with his new universe? I don't fucking know. It said something like, no, I think Zack Snyder tweeted something above that said it comes full circle. So then the people are like, is he referencing Man of Steel?
Like, fuck, I don't know, dude.
I'm excited. Every time he tweets anything like that, people like their dicks get a little bit of like lead in them. But
people are saying it's SnyderCon. Like I thought maybe there's 3 days specifically. I was like, that sounds like a convention, right? But
shit.
What is it's
SnyderCon?
What the fuck is SnyderCon?
I thought it was gonna be He-Man. Damn, dude. I thought he was gonna say something like, holy shit, James Gunn and I worked out a deal where I get to bring my Darkseid in and finish my story. I was like, oh, that's fucking cool, but no, I guess not.
That would be way better. Like, I would shit pants if they did that.
I would love to see James Gunn and him work together. I think that'd be a great team.
So one of the biggest stories we're going to talk about today, and we'll catch up on your all super chats first before we get to it, dude. This just came out, but like there is a fucking thanks, Courtney, by the way, for sending that to me. There is a Ben Affleck interview that he just did. Woo, buddy.
What'd he say?
Burns some ass. He burns some ass.
Whose ass did he burn?
People. My ass is what I wish happened.
Oh,
what are you talking about, Willis?
He's got
like them apples.
Yeah, he's got such sexy gelled hair. I want to touch it.
I want to go Dunkin' Donuts and butt fuck. All of them. Tristan Partey says Scream 7 theory. And by the way, Jay's going to give us his. Just in case. Let's just. I was in betwixt on whether or not to say, hey, keep spoilers out or keep them in, but I feel like some of the comments in this may be spoilers. So just warning, there may be some Scream 6 spoilers in the chat because I didn't really say anything not to about it. Tristan Partain said, Scream 7 theory, to pay homage to the voice changer in Scream 3, deepfake tech will be used to make the public think that Ghostface is someone it's not, possibly implicating Sam. Hey, if they're going to get technological with it at some point, right? They haven't really utilized social media and stuff to the point they could have. They have touched on it a little bit with the whole story about them, kind of like what happened to me. These days, it's not enough to kill somebody. You got to assassinate their character first. And maybe they do that. I just watched The Scanner Darkly the other night where they're wearing that suit. You remember that movie with Keanu Reeves? They're wearing that suit. And it's like, they can literally walk around in a deep fake. Weird.
Well, yeah, the deepfake technology is getting scary, man. Like, who knows what they're going to do with it later on? But all I got to say is, who gives a fuck about the movies? That was the best line, by the way. That was one of the best. That was probably the best line in the movie.
I just want someone to deepfake me and you in some gay porn, you know, so I can watch it and.
It's already probably check it out.
To it. I'm just going to touch myself
on youporn.com.
That's real though. We're just preparing you guys.
Racist.
You're frozen. I heard it was racist. Your picture's frozen.
Am I frozen?
Yeah, just your picture though.
Oh.
There you go. You're coming back to life, and it's all coming back to me now.
Yeah, I don't know what's been going on with my computers. Just with gay porn, I guess. I got to delete some of that browser history.
Yeah, man. Got to get some Trojan antivirus on that thing. Ryan Malay from the rant earlier.
It's got too much.
Jay, get him. Said, flush me, Jay.
Yeah, I was on my period. Sorry. Every Saturday night.
Hydrogen Bob said, hi, Mike. Hi, Jay. Wouldn't it be interesting to rank all the ghost faces based on efficiency? I think that to this day, Jill is the one who got closest to getting away with it. That's an interesting thought, dude. I never even thought about that.
Which one's Jill?
Jill is in 4. She is Sydney.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. The original ones.
Your voice is now turned into a deep fake. It's getting worse. You're like,
I'm gonna come back in and come back out.
Okay, cool. But here, I'll poop you out while you're out there. Hydrogen Bob said, oh yeah, I just read that. She may have been close to getting away with it, but I don't know, man. Like, who had the best real plan? And two, they wanted to get caught. Although Debbie Loomis didn't technically want to get caught, she was just going to kill everybody. That would take some deep thought, man. But thinking about who was actually closest to getting away with it, who had the best plan, that's really fucking, that's super interesting, man. I mean, the closest to actually getting away with it, I feel like would be Billy and Stu, because the fact that they were like stabbing each other and they killed her mom, and it was like even more intricate. I'll go with them because no one had ever done it yet. After everybody already saw Scream or saw Stab or read Gail's book, I think everybody knows about Ghostface and trying to get away with it. So people be a little bit more, skeptical. But Billy and Stu definitely had, I think, the best chance to get away with it had they not been gotten themselves fucked up by Sid. I didn't kill anybody, Sheriff. Michael V said, "Sup, Michael J? Get it up, baby! Get it up!" My lady and I are expecting a baby boy in August. We're having trouble picking a first name. Any ideas? Stu, man. Stu. I'll ask Jay this when he comes back as well. Don't let me forget, Michael. But just based on that, Stu, there's not enough Stews in the world. The only problem that you have is people are going to call him Baby Stu from Family Guy. So that's a problem. Hey, what about Skeet? Since we're on the subject. Don't do that to that poor baby. Little John ruined that name. Now, I don't blame Skeet's parents, but post Little John, you can't name a kid Skeet anymore. You just can't do it. The best thing I've found when it comes to picking kids' names is to make sure that you just pick a name no one can make fun of. Think about rhyming sequences. Like my name worked out perfectly. Mike. I'd have kids. My name's Mike Holtz, right? So I have kids trying to make fun of me. They'd be like, "Shut up, Mike Bolts." Like there's nothing to do with it. You're fucked. So I was like smooth sailing for a few years there. Not really. I got picked on quite a bit, but they didn't have shit to say about my name. So how about that shit? Fuck, dude. So it's a boy. So we do know that. Think of it this way. What about the coolest names you've heard in movies? Like I wish my name was John Matrix, but John's just boring. But like John Matrix, pretty badass. I would just go through your favorite movie characters and just steal one of their names. Don't do musicians because your kid's going to end up on cocaine. It's weird. Our kids don't have what you would call generic names or whatever. My oldest daughter, we named her Memphis, which I think is really cool still. I love that name. Our other daughter's Ellie. Ellie's a little bit more, you hear more Ellies than you do Memphises, but yeah, man. Hey, congratulations on the baby boy. Andrew Keith, what up, dude? He says, "I'm honestly waiting for this world to end. It's sickening that this is even a topic nowadays. Nobody is forcing these people to watch anything." Going back to our conversation about the whole being attacked by the internet. I do fear sometimes.
I want to be attacked by some aliens so we can all unite and shut the fuck up.
And have some sex. I was going to say, dude, I actually feel like I'm scared that when the aliens come, they're going to look at shit like that on our Twitter and they're going to see how stupid we are. And they're going to be like, "They're not worth saving." Beep, boop, boop, boop.
No, they're going to say,
like bomb us.
Easily controlled. They are easily controlled. They have little feelings. Hurt them. Just say a bunch of mean words and they'll give up. They'll start crying and ranting on Twitter.
They hate each other worse than we do. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Like, I don't know why they're floating around going boop, boop, boop.
They're like the little Mars people. They float around on those little thrones. Or Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, by the way, while you were gone, it looks like it's clearing up a little bit more now for you. Michael V and his lovely lady are expecting a baby boy in August, and they were thinking of any first name ideas that we might have. I told them to name it Skeet.
I would just say
really.
Jonathan is a lovely name. It actually means gift of God. Jonathan. It's Hebrew, you see. Or you can, or you know what? Name it Loomis. Hey, you know what? I swore I couldn't name my kid that. I would just not Loomis, but like Donald Pleasance. I can't name my kid Donald.
That's true. Donald doesn't work today.
Yeah,
That's what I
can't do
said
it.
though. I was like, look at your favorite movies and pick your coolest names.
And it's not because of Donald Trump or anything. It's not. It's just I never would name my kid Donald. Like
Oh,
Donald.
but if you
I
did
just
name
don't.
your kid Donald Trump, everybody would be like, he would be
Yeah,
like,
just
you
name
named
your
after
kid-
Donald Trump, or they'd be
name
like,
your kid. Name your kid Trump. Just name him Trump. I don't know. Yeah, Skeet. Skeet Ulrich. Yeah, that would be. I mean, you never hear Skeet. I always liked Riley, but I don't know. I really would be a shitty fucking dad because I couldn't figure out a name. I was like, just name him Bill or Tom
Dewey'd be pretty
or
cool.
Marty.
Marty
Marty McFly.
Marty's a cool name. I kind of like Marty.
Marty's
That's
not bad.
pretty-
I think Marty would be all right.
Marty sounds like a smooth dude. You know what I
It
mean?
does. Yeah, his name would be Marty Jones. That's his name. Like if I had a son, his name would be Marty Jones. He sounds like a race car driver. Hey, here comes
Yeah, it kinda
Marty
sounds-
Jones around the corner.
Or
He's
con
chasing
man.
it.
Or con.
Yeah.
Makes me think of Matthew Lawrence though, and he's fucking awesome. So
Yeah.
like that's Marty just reminds me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because of Martin.
How y'all living? Yeah.
Oh shit. Tristan said, how was there a sketch of Dewey's death scene in the Ghostface sanctuary in Scream 6 when Amber was the killer? Seems suspicious. Maybe she wasn't the killer and Dewey's killer got away. Stu, get it up. I'll take anything that leads towards Stu. I will.
Yeah, I wonder if they issued an Amber Alert.
I think you just found a plot hole though, like because Richie allegedly drew the drawings, right? But Richie died.
Mm.
I doubt he went home after that night and drew up that drawing real quick of Amber killing Dewey. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a plot hole you uncovered there, my friend. But maybe, Tristan, maybe. Speaking of which, while we're talking about it, Jay, do you want to give us your review of Scream 6? I totally disagree.
It was the biggest trash fire I've ever fucking seen. No, I did. I thought it was. I gave it like a 6.0. I didn't. I mean, I like Scream 5 better, believe it or not, than Scream 6. I think the reason why I felt like some of the lines were just so goddamn corny and cheesy and shit. I don't know what it was, but when they were doing their fucking Power Ranger stuff, they're like the 4 or whatever they were. I was like, God damn, just one of you will die. Just one of you all get like fucking your throat sliced because you're all annoying as fuck. And then on top of it, I feel like they just gave away the killers. I swear to God, dude, the nerdy guy, they used the same fucking killer from the last one. It was the nerdy, unassuming, nice guy. And he was like, he's a fucking killer. And sure enough, I was like, no way. He's not the killer. Sure enough, he fucking was the killer. And then I got a lot of Scream 2 reused fucking shit at the end. The same thing with Nancy Loomis and fucking Timothy Oliphant at the end of Scream 2. She's like, you killed my son. You killed him. Now I'm going to kill you. I was like, it's the same shit, except they just added 2 more killers that happen to be related to him. And then, by the way, when the detective dude was running at that girl at the end, he had a fucking gun.
That was someone brought that up, and that I, as much as I argue with like every other point, like I was like, I watched it a second time and I went, that is true.
He had a gun and he ran at her like he had a bayonet attached to it. And I was like, she held up her hand like she was like gonna fucking morph into an X-Man and like fucking stop it. I was like, you have a gun. She's like 5 feet from you. You could shoot her. And he runs at her. He goes, yeah, I'm out of bullets. I'm gonna throw it at her.
The only thing I could think is that he just lost his mind, so shooting her wasn't good enough.
I don't know. I guess it reminded me of that shit from fucking Surf Ninjas. He's like, I got one. He's like, I threw some dynamite. I was like, you're supposed to light it first. Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was terrible, and I know there's going to be a sequel to it. And I did notice that they did talk about Stu possibly being alive or something like that. So we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, Stream 7 is going to happen. I just feel like it was a reused plot line. But either way, I'm glad people liked it. It made a good amount of money, so that's good for horror overall. So good stuff. But I like Scream 5 better. I just like. And by the way, I don't care if they brought Kirby back. I mean, she's hot. I like Hayden Panettiere, and God bless her that she could still walk around after she got fucking drilled by Klitschko all those years. That's a big motherfucker.
He's huge,
but
dude. If that guy's
and he's like, dude, and she's like 5'1", and that dude's like 7 foot, and he's like a monster Russian. He looks like Colossus from the X-Men, and he was fucking the shit out of her. And she could still walk, and she's not crippled. It's just a blessing of God. But anyhow, I don't care about Kirby coming back, so I just didn't give a shit. I would have. Well, I guess everybody's dead. I mean, I was gonna say Jerry O'Connell. I'd have brought him back, but fuck it. I don't know if he's alive or not. I guess he is dead.
No, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, I forgot about Scream 2. But
shit.
I just know that when I was watching it at the end of that movie, I was like, yeah, this seems familiar. I think I've seen this before.
Oh, I think it was on purpose though. I think they purposely wanted to do an ode to Scream 2 there. But so I don't think you're wrong. I just think they did that on purpose.
I thought the gas station scene was cool, but I get too technical about shit. Like when I was watching, I was like, how in the fuck? This is in New York. Well, they're not already cops showing up, and this motherfucker's on live PD getting his ass shot or police activity. Like, it's not like it was a small town with a limited police force. It's New York fucking city. I guess you could say there's crime everywhere and it's rampant in New York, so maybe they were stretched thin. But, I mean, it wasn't like a chaotic, crazy amounts of killings going on with the people dressed as Ghostface. I thought that's when the movie opened up, I thought that's how they were going to do it. Like, everybody was like in a cult or something. There were, like, multiple, like, not just 2 or 3, but there was like 50 fucking ghost faces, and they were all like part of this death cult.
Before you knew the reveal, though, tell me that one part wasn't dope when there was 2 ghost face stabbing him, and they get up and fucking do the knife thing at the same time.
That was cool. No, I like some of the death. The death scenes were done well, but again, the pussies didn't pull the fucking trigger. Kill the goddamn Courtney Cox. Kill it. I was like, you guys are so close to just freeing yourself from that bullshit. And you can't do it. You can't do it. I don't know why you guys couldn't just let her go. Jay was the only one in the theater going, die! I was like, look, I gave a fuck about Dewey, and now he's gone. No, fuck you. You're not even interesting anymore without him. So I was just like, yeah, take your bob haircut and move on. I'm not saying anything against Courtney Cox. I'm talking about the goddamn character. But anyhow, you have to clarify nowadays because otherwise you're a racist or you hate women. So, yeah, I thought it was a decent movie overall. But no, here's the other thing. There was something else in it that bothered me. Oh, dude, the twin, the guy. What a puss face. I hated that guy. The big dude, because he was like, oh, that guy, the guy that turned out to be the killer, the dorky white kid, he's like, where were you at? And he's like, I was in econ trying to act like an all badass. I was like, bitch, I saw you run out of the apartment building and leave your fucking sister and her friend to get stabbed by you're a huge fucking jock dude. And you didn't even think I could take them. You just ran out like a bitch, and they got mad at the other guy.
I think, yeah, he was concerned with protecting Tara. I think there was a quick scene though when he was in the stairwell when she's like, they realized they weren't behind him.
I like how he didn't wait. He didn't like even look to like make sure anybody was okay. He just said, fuck it. I mean, I'm not saying I would have done the same thing, but don't act like a hard ass then in front of your friends afterwards.
That's fair.
I was like, that's what pissed me off. I was like, I wish to God something had happened to you. I thought, and I was like, I'm not, and again, it turned out that white dorky kid was the killer, which I knew it. I didn't call the red hair girl. I didn't call that one, but I called the fucking dorky kid because I was like, don't tell me they're gonna do the same shit that they did in Scream 5. And sure enough, they fucking did it. But I was like, he's the killer, and I was like, I hope at the end that twin gets his ass like fuck. I hope his head almost comes off with a decapitation, just because he's like, you think you're a hard ass, and then he just fucking slices the shit out of him. It didn't happen, unfortunately. But I just didn't like. Dude, I'm telling you what, I didn't like. I didn't like any of the characters. I think I liked Ortega. Okay, I think she was the only one that I was kind of like, yeah, she's all right. But I didn't really like any of them.
I've really fallen in love with the new members, dude. I have. Like Chad, when I thought he was dead, I was fucking pissed. By the way, he should have been dead because he got stabbed so many times. His
name was Chad too. Of course it was.
Yeah. But I was happy as shit that he still lived though. But yeah, no, I guess it's just, I mean, it just depends on what you like in some aspects,
Yeah, and again, it sounds like I'm shitting. I liked it okay. I liked it better than Scream 3, and I liked it better than Scream 4 by far. But I just thought Scream 5 was better. I feel like Scream 5 really was a return to its roots, and it felt like it was. And by the way, I also a needed scene in there, and I was just like, all right, stop fucking shit with this Obi-Wan Kenobi ghost shit. When Skeet popped up in the middle, I was like, yeah, take that knife, yeah, do it. I was like, get the fuck out of here, Skeet. Go get a job. Go get a job, Skeet. I was like, stop it. Because it looked like, I was like, you guys can stop this Force Ghost shit. It worked for Scream 5. Don't keep doing it. Like,
yeah, he's not a Force Ghost, though, because he's in her head.
It's a fuck. I know, but you could say Luke Skywalker was crazy and just seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda as fucking like ghosts, and they really weren't there. Too. Like that could be like a new plot twist. Be like, holy shit, Luke Skywalker was actually crazy. He didn't even have the Force.
They should do that. Actually, they should retcon.
No, but I was just I just don't want like Skeet to show up. are not. If Stu does come back at some point during the franchise, and then goddamn old Skeet's in there as a fucking ghost, and then somehow Stu gets to see him, like we're living in like Patrick Swayze Ghost, and, and he's like, I was like, here we go, we've lost the fucking thread.
I'm actually scared of that too, because like, and I know you don't want Stu to come back. Like you think he's dead,
I just think he's dead, but whatever.
They've been saying though, like in the interviews, they keep bringing that up. They're like, well, there's all sorts of creative ways to bring him back, something along those lines. I'm like, no, either you bring Stu back or you fucking don't. But you can't have two fucking, you can't have two visions. Like you can't have Stu come back as a vision or whatever. You can't have any of that shit. Either bring Stu back as Stu or just let it go.
If Stu comes back, I swear to God, dude, I'll just be like, they've ruined the character. If he comes back and he says something to that girl and he's like, I see him too. He's my best friend. Yeah. I see him everywhere. I was like, oh, no. I was like, you guys are terrible. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, obviously it made money and that's good. And there's going to be another Scream 7. I'm just happy that a horror movie made money. Like, that's cool. It just means that the people are still hungry for it. So that means we'll get more shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's crushing at the fucking box office, man, for sure.
I think it's got the highest. I think it's got the highest, either the highest opening any Scream did. I don't remember. There was something that it's got the highest of something. I don't know if it's the highest box office number so far or if it was the highest opening of a Scream movie. Might be the opening.
No, highest opening. But
yeah, that might be.
Box office might be pretty tough because I think Scream won because of word of mouth, broke a bunch of records. But I could be wrong with that. I don't know. But I'm glad you I'm glad you didn't hate it. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't hate it. No, I didn't think it was terrible.
Colton, what up, dude? Says up, dudes. I seen the whole Jada thing yesterday. Don't let it get to you, Mike. Ironically, they accuse you of racism, and Jada's character is racist. You know, I couldn't say that at the time, but I was thinking it.
That's true. Well, I mean, it goes back. It's happened to us before. We got somebody confused in American Horror Story. A black girl got her confused with another black girl that had been on, I don't know what. People were immediately on the comments under that video. We're like, yikes, fucking racist right there. Whoop. I'm like, yeah, but we literally got Orlando Bloom and Luke Wilson confused. It happens.
Yeah. Luke Evans.
Yeah, see, look, all white people look alike. Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you, Colton. I appreciate you sticking up for me in there, man, for sure. It's just stupid. I was like, is this is gonna be the fucking thing? Of all the dumb shit we've said, none of it racist, but like this is gonna be the fucking thing.
Probably. Like, it's always like that.
Yeah. Christopher Sampson, thank you so
I told Mike, I was like, you should have just said some racist shit. If you're gonna go out on that fucking go out on your shield.
I don't want to.
I know. And I was like, if they're gonna burn you down, go out on your shield and say fuck them. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. But I mean, oh god, dude, I love to fucking dude. I would have said the stupidest shit to him. I'd be like, your wiener's small. That's how I would respond. I was like, your wiener's small, and they'd be like, what are you talking about? I was like, your wiener's small. You're ugly.
And like you said, if it had been a whole different situation, if that was someone standing in front of me, you know what I mean?
They don't
like,
do
I'm not going to put this and fill my whole page up with this. Like I do like business with people who are literally following my Twitter, and that, they could be seeing like, oh, nonstop on my feed. I just keep popping up. Mike's racist. And I'm like, eventually, like, you're actually going to fucking congratulations. You're actually going to hurt my fucking career. So thank you very much. Fuck you. Like, what do? At this point, you just go, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to keep being me. Like Chris Rock said, not a fucking victim though.
Yeah, like I said, most people with common sense look at those kind of crazies and they're crazies. They're no different than seeing a hobo on the side of the street with shoes full of piss talking about the end of the world's tomorrow. Yeah,
that's fair. Jasmine, thank you so much. Says, I don't know if someone has said it, but what if Billy is a second personality that Sam has developed? Her sister seems suspicious of her a few times. Oh, so like multiple personalities, and she literally starts talking like skate. Oh, skate.
I won't see it. I don't want to see it. Come on now, keep it away. I just think you get too deep into that shit, you're gonna lose the thread.
Well, I would just be afraid that it would turn into like Primal Fear or some shit like that, or like Split. Some version of that, like if they did that. But dude, I do wonder where they're taking Melissa Brer's character. By the way, she was fucking badass.
I think she's gonna die. I think she's gonna die by Scream. I think they're not saying. I think Ortega's gonna be the next Nev Campbell.
You think? Oh, you think so? I think a lot of people think that after, because she's blown up, but she's more expensive too. You got to think about that.
Well, I mean, how much was Courtney Cox? I mean, she was like hot off Friends, and they were paying her.
Well, that's true. But they couldn't pay Nev apparently. So I don't know.
Because Nev's worthless. Get out of here, Nev. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what happened there.
My best guess is that it was just like they wanted to pay her for only had a cameo anyway, and they wanted to pay her for a cameo, and she's like, "No, I want full payment for a full movie." That's just my guess. I don't know.
Bitch, you smoke so much. Stop. You're not getting a full paycheck. What are you, Jack Nicholson?
Joe Ross says, "I'm sorry that you have to deal with this. People are just ridiculous, and I hate Twitter. Pathetic." Yeah.
Twitter.
I usually have fun on Twitter, but I don't really delve into that part of Twitter. That sucked. It's a fucking shithole. Appreciate you though, Joe. Dan Murphy said Marine's boyfriend in Scream 2 got stabbed through the ear, and it was still better than listening to her.
That's true. I mean, it was just really that when he got stabbed through the ear, it was like listening to her anyway. So he probably was like, "Well, this is familiar."
Yeah, like she was even shitty to him. I tried to explain that. They're like, "How is she shitty? It's just it's her skin color, isn't it?" I'm like, "No, god damn it, watch the fucking movie."
Yeah,
she's even mean to her boyfriend. She's like, "I want some popcorn." He's like, "You got money?" She's like, "I want your money." I was like, "That is not how."
Then I want my dick sucked.
Or
pay to play, bitch. Pay to play.
Oh shit! I just read that. Michael Parton. Thanks, man. Says I was going to see Shazam, but sadly the reviews haven't been so hot. Also, it's expected to underperform the first movie.
Yeah, I heard. Well, actually, I didn't know it was getting bad reviews because I was on Reddit the other day, and people seemed like they overall enjoyed it. They liked it better. It was goofy and corny. They said that it was goofy and corny, but it was fun. So, I mean, I expected it not to be like amazing, but yeah, well, critics are hating it.
But yeah, I mean, there's no audience score yet.
Yeah, it got released from embargo. The reviews were coming out. Like some people were going on Reddit that aren't like, I don't know if they're official critics, but a lot of those guys were just saying they liked it. They thought it was goofy and cheesy and what have you, but it was overall fun.
You know, my biggest problem, dude, is that fucking 2 hour and 10-minute running time right there. Like, I mean,
you saw the first one yet? You saw the
first one. I watched it. I was there opening theater because I thought Levi, whatever.
Exactly, Levi.
Yeah, to me, he's not that interesting to me now. But at the time, I thought he could. The trailers were so good. I thought he could crush this, and I wasn't that impressed with the first movie. I
just think it was like a cheap version of Big with Tom Hanks. I just liked it for that simple reason. I don't expect this movie to be like Man of Steel gigantic or anything like that. But as far as like the reviews not being hot on it, I mean, I expected it not to be like a huge. Here's the thing with Shazam. Shazam is kind of like the leftover fart that DCEU is like thinking about, because you got to imagine they're reorganizing everything, and the biggest thing that they're focusing their attention on right now is Flashpoint. That's really what it is, so they can reset everything and give James Gunn the reins. So everything else that's outside the peripheral is like they're like, I don't give a fuck. You know, it is what it is. We'll see how much money we can make off of it, and then sweep it under the rug. Now, I don't know. I don't know if they've said anything in regards to Zachary Levi coming back under the James Gunn universe, because really Shazam's not having the only interaction he had with another superhero was Superman, and that was at the end of Shazam 1, but it wasn't even Henry Cavill. It was just a guy in a suit.
Well, he said the only thing he said was Zachary Levi said he was like, well, they asked him if there's going to be more. He was like, honestly, it's up to the fans. He's like, if a fuckload of people, he didn't say that. He was like, if a buttload of people go see this movie, then I guess they'll let us make another one. And I think that's what he was saying. If it doesn't crush at the box office and blow minds, they're done with it. And I think he knows it. Everybody knows it. That's my guess.
I don't know what they're going to do. Well, I actually was. I'm still bummed about the whole Henry Cavill thing. It was actually fun. I was telling Mike the other day about. And The Rock is so right on this. The Rock, he said he tried, at the end of Mike still had to say, you still got to watch Black Adam. I like it a lot. It's fun. But he said, I mean, again, it's not a stellar movie. It's still a fun movie. But he said that he put their best foot forward in regards to getting Henry Cavill back as Superman. And I felt so bad for Cavill, dude, because he appears in the after credits of Black Adam, and they have like this face off. And that was the whole idea, was The Rock wanted to have this thing where they were going to have like multiple movies of them finally clashing. It was going to be awesome. And Henry Cavill, like the next day, posted on Twitter, "Hey, I'm back as Superman." And then James Gunn was like, "Not today."
Awkward.
Yeah, they were like, "Not today." And then it's true. The Rock said we try to put our best foot forward, and unfortunately, that nothing happened. But he said, and this analogy that he came up with was perfect. He said it's kind of like in professional football, or the football. Well, we call it football here in America. It's soccer, but anyway, I'm not getting into the technicalities. But like the NFL. He said that if you have a quarterback that won a Super Bowl and a head coach that won a Super Bowl, and then the new owners come in and they don't give a fuck that you won anything, they fire everybody. And there's like, we're getting a whole new lineup. That's that's exactly what's happening. So it's like Zack Snyder would be your coach that won the Super Bowl, and then Henry Cavill would be the quarterback that won the Super Bowl, And they're like, yeah, it's good. We're good. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sucks. It does suck. I think that this whole thing, though, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I think they want to get rid of this because there's a couple characters that still have the feel of a Snyder movie. Just the suits. Like, Zack Snyder didn't have to direct the movie for not to have those feels to it. Where it's their suits, the way they look, certain things about them. It's still there, and I think they really want to scratch themselves clean. I do think that's a great quote by The Rock, by the way, even though Black Adam is exactly the way I feel about Shazam. Just not really any interest. Like, it's formulaic superhero movie. I can't get into it. And you did say that, like, he kills and shit, and like he's darker.
He's darker, yeah.
But I just know it's not going to go there. So I'm like, it's dark to a point.
Well,
right?
the reason why it's awesome is not just the fact that I thought Black Adam killed it. I as far as the terms of the character. And Dwayne Johnson
I'm not going to see it because it's called Black Adam. And
Mike, you need to stay away from anything black, you goddamn raging racist, you motherfucker. I don't want to hear your name.
I'm not watching.
Take that. You know what? Go get a different shirt on and make it red. The match your red-blooded American because you don't like you piece of shit. No, anyway, I would say but as far as The Rock, he did great in the role of Black Adam. He was awesome. I think he really nailed the character. I think they got the character down. But the best part of that movie was the Hawkman. They did an awesome job with him. And I can't remember the other guys that showed up in that movie. Oh, Pierce Brosnan was fucking amazing as
Pierce Brosnan.
What the hell? What character was his name?
The fortune teller, the future.
What the fuck, guys? You know,
the cocksmith.
The cocksmith of fortune. That was what Mr. Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was really good. But other than that, it's I knew it wasn't going to make like millions and millions and billions of dollars at the box office. Even I knew that. But yeah, I feel like Shazam too. I wouldn't worry about what the critics are saying, man. I would just go see it. If you like Shazam, if you like the first movie, you're probably going to get exactly the same kind of stuff, a little bit more stuff in the sequel. That's what I assume based on the trailers. So go see it.
Like
I wouldn't worry about that.
I already was checked out of because just like I said, just the formulaic superhero movie. I'm just over it. But when you got me at 2 hours and 10 minutes, this is a comedy, light, breezy action film. That shit needs to be an hour and 35 minutes tops. Get the fuck in, get the fuck out, get away. But it looks like the critics, I mean, they do give a 64% fresh, so it is above the board, but this says more unfocused and less satisfying than its predecessors. Shazam Fury of the Gods still retains enough of the source material's silly charm to save the day.
That's what I'm saying. If you like the first one, then you'll probably like the second one. So I wouldn't worry about that.
That checks out for sure. And then did you hear what they're saying about fucking John Wick 4, man?
No.
I'm seeing people say it is the best fucking action movie of all time.
Now you're touting your horns there a little bit too loud, because don't you come in here and talk about best action movie of all time, because best action movie of all time, goddamn it, is Bloodsport. No, we had no goddamn discussion to be had. Everybody know damn talent. Ain't no goddamn discussion to be had around here. I like, you know what I got to do? I have to watch John Wick 3. I still haven't watched John Wick 3. I plan on seeing John Wick. I want to see John Wick 4. I just got to watch John Wick 3.
I might have the digital code to that, because I bought them on 4K a while back, so I'll send it to you if I have it. But the reviews are coming out. It's at a 92%. The critics' consensus on this one says John Wick Chapter 4 piles on more of everything and suggests that when it comes to a well-dressed Keanu Reeves dispatching his enemies in lethally balletic style, there could never be too much.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm not gonna. By the way, we got to do it at some point. Because we talked about doing it, and I've already got it made for me. The list for we were going to do an action hero rank, like an S tier, tier 1, tier 2. I've already got mine set up. I'm not moving Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is firmly sitting in tier 1, and he will not be moved up to S tier, regardless of what you say about John Wick 4. He will not be moving up into the ranks of Arnold.
You're not explaining to me your tier system. You
said
so I
got
S.
I got an S tier, which is top. S tier, supreme.
Why S?
Because it stands for supreme. And then
Supreme.
And then there's Supreme. I don't know. I always see that shit. You guys ever see that shit when they do those rankings of those tiers? There's always an S. I never knew what that stood for, but I think it just stands for supreme. If it doesn't, I'm just going to say it stands for supreme. I'm like that guy of Lord of War. He's like, it's actually war. Like I prefer it's my way. But yeah, so S tier is supreme tier, like highest tier. Tier 1 and then tier 2. S tier right now, dude. I mean,
don't blow the load.
Keanu's not moving into the S tier. He's just not. I'm sorry.
I've been watching a lot of Keanu lately, and I'm thinking about it.
But yeah, but if I tell you what he's in tier 1, dude, there's a lot more in tier 1. Like S tier is like reserved for like champions of the mists. the legends, the myths,
The
the ones that
Shidoshi
you only
blood
hear
belts.
about in whispers in taverns around the world, and they're like they don't exist, they're not real, and then they are real, but no one has seen them in years. Like they're the unicorns of action movies or action heroes. So he's not moving in there. But again, in tier 1, he's in good company. In tier 1, there's a good fuck ton of people in that. Good fuck ton.
Like, you're not coming in, Keanu. Quit knocking.
Yeah, it's like because mom says you have to let me in, or it's prescription. That's discrimination, Dorco. Prescription is what you're on if you think you're getting in here.
Blue Tortoise Sports. That's a weird name for a sporting company, but I like it.
Yeah.
And that's actually a blue fucking turtle in your picture.
That's
there,
cool, man.
I want to pet your turtle. He says Zach just posted another one with Cavill Superman. Oh, so it must be Cavill Dome or whatever the fuck it's called.
SnyderCon.
Cavill SnyderCon. Yeah.
That's what Vanessa said. Yeah, I mean, I actually would go that if it was near us. If it was like in Lexington, or if it was maybe even Louisville, I'd probably go.
I'd be kind of afraid to, man. There'd be a smell. There'd be a smell. I'm not saying everybody, but there'd be certain ones that you know some of those people.
There would be a crusty smell in the air, that's for sure. And there'd be some people hunched over tables with some butt cracks. I don't know what it is. By the way, I consider myself a nerd and geek, like 100%, just like those people are. But there is levels of this shit, though. There is something to be said that when you go out in public, pull your fucking pants up and change your underwear. Like you don't have to continuously give people that read goddamn comic books and enjoy superhero movies a bad name by not cleaning your crack and putting on fresh underwear. Like, I don't even care if your crack's sticking out. Like, just let it not smell, for God's sake. It smells like a Febreze from hell. They're cracks.
some of those people, don't get me like, we're fucking huge Snyder fans, all right? So we're not making fun of anybody, but there's certain ones, like, and again, just like the people who were ribbing me online earlier, you could tell by their non-human icon pic and their bio, like
their anime pic.
Smell like Fritos and butt crack.
100%. I smelled feet before you even showed up. Toe Jam. But yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'd go on Sunday. If it was on a Sunday, I'd go when it was like the crowd was low. Yeah. I just wanted to see it.
Sunday.
But then again, I would love to meet Zack Snyder. I'd be like, man, why are you ever come on the show? We send you some emails, and he'd be like, "Oh, you are those assholes," because I don't want to. Okay.
You went on channels way smaller than us, and we've been licking your crack for like 7 years. Bro.
I know, nonstop.
Sebastian, speaking of people who fucking suck, not Sebastian, not you. But he said, "What's up, Mike and Jay? Did y'all see a video coming out of a heckler at the premiere of Evil Dead Rise yelling, 'This movie fucking sucks'?"
No, that was awesome though. That's fucking great.
I literally have it pulled up. That's why I said, speaking of people who fucking suck,
that's so good. That man must have balls of steel.
Oh fuck. Actually, he comes off looking like a big fucking loser for sure.
Does he?
Someone did say, they were like, I don't know, I respect him.
Grab his dick and twist it. The old dick twist.
The old dick twist. Here it is. All right. Share it with you. So Evil Dead Rise premiered last night at South by Southwest. And by the way, everything I've seen online says that it's fucking scary as shit. It's gory as shit. It's got some funny stuff in it, and it's pretty much online with the remake, as the trailer made it seem like.
Is that the one that's coming out on Netflix?
No, this one's coming to theaters.
Evil Dead.
It was coming.
Oh, okay. My brain just went like fucking stupid. I thought for some reason I thought it was Resident Evil, like that shitty one. I was like, well, that's deserving of all the hate that it gets. But yeah.
Yeah, this one is the Evil Dead Rise, the fucking awesome trailer. I
know.
By the way,
watched it
on the big screen, dude. Did you see it before Scream 6? On the big screen, it's even fucking scarier.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer is. But anyways, this premiered last night, and everything I've seen other than this one guy has been like, it's fucking amazing. So watch this.
We held the elevator scene over Lee's head to try and get the schedule.
This movie fucking sucks.
What?
Damn it, boy!
He throws his bag. And he runs away.
He's storming out. He's storming like he's 7
And he wipes his ass with his own contract.
He's gone. He's gone.
He's so fucking bad. I love it.
Here comes the middle finger. Okay, now listen. Bruce Campbell goes, "Hey, get the fuck out!" It's like, it's
it's really enjoyable, but it's cringy as fuck.
Oh, dude, it's awful because he looks like you can't tell if he's embarrassed or if he's trying to be badass.
This is like,
I'm
and
gonna-
I don't know the guy, so I don't want to say too much about it. But you know, like when you were in middle school and you were in assembly, and there was always one try to be tough kid that was like emo as fuck, and he would like always be a troublemaker, and he was like disturbed, and he would get up and go. And it's like Pokemon cards would be falling out of his pocket as he walked away angrily.
Hey, Napoleon, give me some of your tots.
That's what he reminds me of, like one of these tough, like wannabe tough kids that have like fucking Pokemon or Magic the Gathering cards sticking it like in his hoodie pocket as he walks out.
Completely, like like I said, like I just pictured tater tots falling out too. That he snuck in from the cafeteria in his pocket. But I guess it was his popcorn bag or a hat or something. I just don't know what would get in your head that like you sit through the whole fucking movie, you wait there all that time, and then they're in the middle of talking, you're just like you're overcome with rage. It's like this movie fucking sucks.
You know what happened? Because he ran out of fucking popcorn, and he didn't have any to take home with him.
I mean, I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to make too much fun because there's obviously some issues going on there or whatever. But
well, you would sit there the entire time. Well, I guess good for him that he got to voice his displeasure of the movie to the actual cast and filmmakers while the film was over, so they got direct criticism, not just they read online. But at the same time, dude, just walk the fuck out. Leave the like this movie sucks. I don't like this movie. You know what it is? I think it's because people. I know there are like. The Evil Dead fans are like some hardcore, like fucking fans. And the Bruce Campbell fans, the ones that just love Raimi's, they probably never were going to give it a chance, like ever. Because it's not anything to do with Bruce Campbell or Ash Williams.
Well, and I've seen a bunch of people say like, hey, like this feels like, but I don't know. Like, so anyways, here's the finishing part of it. You can listen to Bruce Campbell go, hey, get the fuck out. It's kind of like in Clerks. It's like my girlfriend sucks 30. Or no, when he kicks her out of the sewer. And she's like, I'm never renting here again. And she leaves, and Randall runs out.
You're not allowed to rent here anymore.
Hey, you're not allowed to rent here anymore.
He's like, yeah.
What are you doing here? Get the fuck out of here.
And then he gives him 2 middle fingers.
Chewbacca!
Like, where's security?
I don't know.
That guy's exactly what's gonna happen, dude. It's gonna be like a white man can't jump. He's gonna run and rob a convenience store with a gun. He's gonna come back and everybody's gonna go, oh shit, they're gonna be trying to jump over the fences.
You know what I would do? I would quietly slip out of that little auditorium myself. I was like, that man is unhinged. I'm not sitting in here and waiting for him to come back with a fucking Uzi or something.
Right, and obviously there's no fucking security in here.
I think there was. It looked like there was some guy that got him up from the chair, but then he just stood there when he got he didn't follow him out. Like he was like, nah. Yeah,
he was doing that typical. I make $9.95.
I wouldn't do it either.
I feel like my life. Sir, will you please, sir, please don't make me say sugar on top.
Will you please get off? Okay, he said no. I'm going back to my station. I'm not going to risk my life. You should grab him, get him out of there.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy though. Like that. I mean, it's so awkward. It's just
dude. That's so like that's cringy. It's funny. It's weird. Like, dude, I try to challenge myself sometimes. I want to watch cringy shit just to see how much I can take. But that pushes the limit because it's enjoyable, but it's so fucking cringy because it's so disrespectful. I mean, I guess good for him, like I said, in a way, but it's so disrespectful. Like, there's people that work hard on that shit, dude. You're just like such a disrespectful bastard to stand up like, this movie fucking sucks. It sucks. Like, you're like, yeah, it's like just pass through, Logan.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe he was on his phone and he was just like, and his girlfriend just like sent him pics of her banging another dude. Yeah, and he was already upset about the movie, and like you see that, and you see some guy just like deep dicking your girlfriend, and you just go, "This movie fucking sucks." And so do you.
I'm so mad at the world. God, his dick looks bigger than mine.
The guy just happened to look just like Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, a sugar daddy that she had found that day. But yeah, it was that's pretty. I guess rock and roll, man.
Dude, I really think it ties right into the conversation from earlier, coming full circle. Is like the internet today, and everybody's so entitled and angry. Mm-hmm. Like if a movie doesn't do one specific thing they wanted it to do, like it better do this or it's a piece of shit, and I'll tell everybody on Reddit about it. Yep. Like, it's just like we're in a dangerous place, man. The aliens are gonna they're not even gonna bother butt fucking us anymore. They're just gonna murder us all.
And behold, the moon became as black as sackcloth. And the skies fell. It goes Judgment Day. Judgment Day. I don't know. Yeah, there's something about it, dude. The reason why I find it so cringy is, I can not like a movie, but I would never have. I just wouldn't have the balls. I guess I'm just a ballless asshole to stand up in front of a people that made it and the actors and just talk about this fucking suck. Like, I mean, like, you know, there's a lot of other people that enjoyed the film. You're not the only motherfucker in the universe. I don't know. Just don't go ever see it again and talk about it online. I don't know. Just do something. Be respectful. I mean, it's like, can you just be God? Don't yell shit. Or at least wait for the Q&A, and then when they give you the microphone, at least respectfully, like, it fucking sucked. Thank you.
Could you imagine if that's what he did?
That would have been. I would have had way more.
Stop.
I would have had way more. No, I'd have more respect for him if he had just said, "I'm going to wait my turn. I can't wait. I'm going to get up to the microphone. Here's the microphone. I'd be like, Bruce, how you doing? This movie fucking sucked. Thank you." And then he just dropped the mic. I would say, God damn, that guy's a legend killer. But no, just yelling at it like a petulant bitch is not like, I don't know. It just doesn't work.
He should have pulled up the Stone Cold music on his phone and like walked out to it. That
Yeah, I think in his head he thought he was walking out to that music. Like he thought he was awesome.
Just fucking DX him on the way out.
Yeah,
like don't flick people off, dude. That's overrated. Like give him a fucking. You know.
Well, I wish Bruce Campbell was like, "Sorry, you're not my type," even if you do it twice.
Yeah, dude, you don't want to get a fucking argument with Bruce Campbell.
No,
He'd probably
he's
rip
too
you to
witty.
shreds.
Yeah, I can't do. I'd love to meet Bruce Campbell, but at the same time, I don't want to meet Bruce Campbell because I don't want to get roasted.
Yeah, no,
Because I have such a small ego and it's fragile that if he tries to roast me, then I'll have to give it back. And I'm like, I don't want to get in battle. I don't want to battle.
I want to like your movies, dude. I don't want to have.
I mean, because you know, again, it's such a fragile ego, or you're like, you got that like that little piece of you that like is a man, or you think and he's like said something stupid to you, you're like, I gotta give it back now, and I don't want to do this, but I have to now. Just say fucking face. You're gonna say something really stupid. You're old. Your fucking chin is terrible. It looks like our second-rate Jay Leno. Like, I don't know what you say.
Oh fuck, man! Tom Butt fucking Cam Palace. Great to catch you boys on live. Can I get a Subway sandwich recommendation from Slenderman, please?
Oh yeah, Subway sandwich. They got a lot of new meals out right now at the Subway sandwich shop. Me recommend. I mean, a chicken teriyaki sandwich is very nice, very filling. It doesn't make you feel bloated afterwards as well. However, maybe you get yourself a meatball sandwich. Yeah. You feel a little bit spicy today, this Thursday afternoon. Go over to get you Subway sandwich, meatball sandwich. But then make sure you got plenty of toilet paper at the home. Plenty of toilet paper at the home because you will be visiting toilet quite often today. Have a good one, night. You know, they had, I did try, they had some new Subway. You know, actually, dude, I had Jimmy John's has got a good pesto sandwich.
Oh, dude, have you tried? That's pretty good, isn't it?
It's not bad. Yeah, that was pretty good.
It had me fucked up, by the way, because I got it and I was in my car eating it like a fat fucking slob. I was driving.
It had the oil on it too. The oil was dripping on you.
Yeah.
You felt even more disgusting.
Yeah, I was on a 2-lane fucking country road in my truck, and I was driving, and I was fucking trying to shovel it in my fat mouth as fast as I could.
That's it.
And I saw something dark, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I almost wrecked. Like, and I saw the salami. Yeah. And the salami looked black, and I was like, "Oh, they gave me fucking old meat." And I kept but then I looked underneath it, and I saw that they had just shoved so much pesto in
it was
pieces. It made it dark, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, dude, goddamn, the sub I got was just fucking dripping with goddamn oil.
Yeah,
I felt like Brendan Fraser in The Well. Like, don't look at me. If I dropped it on the floor, I'll still eat it. But yo, dude, yeah, it's a good sandwich though. Really fucking good.
Just leave it in the car.
Yeah, it's a really good sandwich though. By the way, speaking of sandwiches, really quick, I didn't know this, but apparently it's been in the works for a while, and it was a really big deal. McDonald's has just released a chicken sandwich Big Mac.
Ooh, I would try that.
Yeah, but the guy, it was like a whole interview process. I guess that CNN interviewed the scientist behind it that made it work at McDonald's. He was like, "We've been trying for years to make a chicken sandwich like a Big Mac, but there's a lot of technical things that go into it." And I was like, "Yeah, I'd imagine." It's like, how many people are going to die of diabetes from this?
just replace the fucking.
It's like the double down. It's got to be like the double down because there's 2 fucking pieces of chicken. Unless it's grilled chicken, I guess it'd be fine.
Yeah. By the way, they took grilled chicken off like half the fucking fast food menus now, so that you literally don't have a healthy option. It's fucking insane.
I thought by the way, that double down sandwich, god damn, dude, that was like the high. That's not the highest rated. Like, I think it was rated #1 worst meal you could have in America, and they took it down right away because they're like, "Oh shit!" Was that thing from Captain D's? Remember that thing, the surf and turf or whatever the fuck it was? It was like a bunch of. It was like 3,000 calories, or like have like so much sodium in it.
It was maybe the best thing I ever ate in my life, dude. It was the KFC glazed donut chicken sandwich that we tried.
No, not that. That wasn't considered the worst. No, it was a Captain D's thing. That was considered the worst. It was considered the worst meal in America.
I don't know. I can't eat that shit.
I can't either, dude. Every time I fucking smell vinegar, dude, I just think of old people in nursing homes eating it. I don't know what it is about it.
Do you remember that though? The KFC, we ate it on a live stream one night.
Yeah.
2 glazed donuts, I think it was. And
yeah, it was crazy.
Sandwich. Fucking so good though. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, they do. KFC's the only one out there fucking doing shit. Like they're doing shit.
They do some crazy shit. Taco Bell's great, but like it's just a mix of the same ingredients.
Well, they keep on taking shit off the menu that people like, and then they bring it back like they did something. It's like,
yeah,
they
bitches
didn't do nothing.
I know, that's a bullshit move. That's what Netflix does too. They're like,
it's
hey,
true.
64 new movies coming out. They're the same 64 movies we pulled up last fucking month.
Hey, I added Friends back.
JD is LA. Thanks, buddy. Says, I just wanted to show some love. You guys rock. No, you fucking rock.
Thank you, man.
No, I show you a trick or two, JD.
Oh,
I'll show you.
How come you got you, but not me?
On the hunt, motherfucker says, I am waiting for a stab commentary on the first and sequel. Can't wait to see Jonathan cringe in every moment. You gonna get it. We're a little bit behind on the commentaries on the Patreon, but we're gonna get it.
I like that he addressed me in my proper name.
Yes. I want to see you.
Thank you. On the hunt, it is Jonathan or John.
Jack.
Oh,
Jack Hunter pussy.
Jonathan.
Oh, his name. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Devin Collins, thank you so much, man. I like your little drawing icon there. You look fun. It reminds me of Daria, but like in a good way. You know, you look like the Green Lantern Daria, if Daria was a Green Lantern. Anyway, thank you very much. A possible reason Stu could be after Sam is because he sees potential in her to be a ghost face, and he recruits her, be his partner in crime like Billy, but she turns it down.
Isn't that like fucking like goddamn Emperor Palpatine recruiting Anakin Skywalker to come over to the dark side of the Force? I mean, are we done with this shit? I will teach you the way of kung fu mastery with the knife.
I think that my theory, man, is if Stu comes back, and it's either for Sydney, but if you don't have Sydney in it, if he comes back, it's because he wants to kill Sam because he couldn't get revenge on Billy for cutting me too deep here, and he wants to. He's like, hey, what if you can't kill him? What's the next best thing? Kill his fucking daughter, right?
Yeah, or he could have some weird obsession with her, like he thinks that he's like taking care of her. I don't know, like he's a dad. It could be something fucking weird. Like his brain could be loose, and he's like, you know, he was my best friend, and you're his daughter. I'm your dad now, or something weird like that. I don't know,
dude. What if it? You know how some people say that there was like some homoeroticism going on between them. What if he was
totally
like
fucked in the ass? They definitely did.
Yeah. What if he was like, I always kind of wanted to do your dad. He was like, but you're the next best thing. And he's like, you're kind of perfect. Cause I don't know if there was some weird ass shit like that, that would be weird too. I don't know.
Yeah. And he like got mad at her because she existed. But he's like, so you're saying he liked fucking vagina? What the hell? I'm trying to be talking about blew him.
Ernie Bird says Rick and Morty writers are ruining Marvel. Need John.
Rick and Morty writers.
I don't.
John Favreau. John Favreau. You're talking about John Favreau. Oh, you know what? I know you're right because Ant-Man Quantumania, the fucking dude wrote like 7 episodes of Rick and Morty. Okay, this dude is the writer for Ant-Man Quantumania. He wrote 6 or 7 episodes of Rick and Morty, maybe 1 or 2. I don't know. And the main thing he's credited for is he wrote for the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Dude. And they decided to give him a fucking 10-pole movie and say, have at it. And he's writing the new Avengers movie.
It's all about who you know, I guess.
God damn, yeah. It's like how sticky were your lips from all that cum, from that sucking that you did to get that script?
Motherfucker came out there looking like he just ate the KFC glazed donut sandwich.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they must have been fresh because that shit's caked on your lips.
George Viveros, it's a beautiful name, says, what's up, sexy fellas? I pretty much enjoy every Scream movie, but the soundtrack was a little underwhelming. One of the things I liked the most about 5 was a badass soundtrack, so I was disappointed with it.
That's cool.
I dug up the soundtrack the day the movie came out, and at first I was disappointed with it, but I realized there's some bangers on there. That Menthol song's really good. It's new young hip people music, I guess. So that's the thing. Like I'm old, so but like the Denzel Curry song Walkin', by the end of it gets really good. And then you got Red Right Hand, you got the Dewey theme, obviously, and you got the Mike Shinoda song was good. The Demi Lovato song catches on you after a while, gets stuck in your fucking head. I gotta switch my battery, but I ended up liking it, but not as much as 5 or 2 or 3 or 1. So it's the second worst, probably.
think Scream 1 had an excellent soundtrack. Scream 2 had a good soundtrack. Scream 3, I think Scream 3 had a pretty good soundtrack too, even though the movie was complete horseshit. Yeah, but I think you're right. I don't for Scream 6, I don't remember anything sticking out except for that Red Right Hand song. And you know what? I don't even like that song anymore. I'm gonna tell you why. Because my wife, she literally has her alarm clock when she wakes up. She has to be at work at 3 a.m. So at 2:30 in the morning,
don't do that.
It's goddamn Red Right Hand, and she sets the alarm at 2:05, but she won't wake up till 2:30. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to Red Right Hand over and over. So when that fucking song comes on, I can't stand it anymore. I can't.
April, that's the number one way to make you hate a song is by making it your alarm, because you're gonna in your brain you're gonna tie like everything you hate about life to that song.
Well,
you know I mean?
Dude, I can't stand it. So yeah, I'll take that back. I don't even if Red Right Hand was in the goddamn movie, I didn't like it. When I heard it, I was like, Jesus Christ, she's got to go to work soon.
Yeah, they push the songs together because when they go to the party scene, and then the date rape guy's trying to get her up the stairs, they mush like 4 songs into that one scene. So
yeah,
it's
I did like the little nod to the Dewey. You know what's weird is everybody always associates the Dewey theme with Scream, but I remember it very differently. Budapest was very different. Broken Arrow. That was some badass shit from Broken Arrow, y'all. Woo-wee.
Yeah. It was.
I don't even know what's better. Is it the Scream movie? Is it better utilized, or is it better utilized than Broken Arrow? Because that Broken Arrow is good shit right there.
Look, I Dewey's my favorite character, and Scream may be my favorite franchise. But I'll tell you this, dude, fucking nothing beats Christian Slater walking up that fucking hill with that song playing.
So good.
In the background.
Well, I think it also opens up when there's a part. I think when the doors open and John Travolta's standing there. Like, God damn, it's hot.
No,
it's so hot. I was like, dude, if I was a wrestler, that'd be my fucking entrance music. That
fuck yeah. if you enjoy it when Dewey comes on screen, let me tell you this: if you've never seen Broken Arrow, it plays the whole fucking movie.
It's so
the
good.
Entire fucking
it really
movie
does.
is just that song,
and it never gets old. Which is shocking. It's like they have one note. They didn't even need to worry about any type of fucking music for the build. They're like, hey, we'll just keep this. This is good shit.
Yeah, it's like that scene in Anchorman. He's like, we've been coming to the same party for 20 years. He's like, and in no way is that depressing.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, we're going to go a little bit faster here because we got a lot of stuff to cover still in the last half an hour of the show. B. Slayer, or as I like to call her, the person on the cover of Blink's Enema of the State album says, LOL, be nice to my skeet.
Yeah. Okay.
I loved Scream 6, right? I gave it like an 8.5 to a 9. But I agree with you on that. Like, the second time he shows up, his dialogue was good when he's like, grab a knife and clean this place out of here. But the first time he shows up, he's on level 10. He needs to take it to about a 7. He's like, why don't you kill some motherfuckers? Let's go murder. And it's like, you're calm down, Skeet.
After a while, I'll be like, God damn, man. Don't you have something to do in the afterlife? Fuck. You keep coming back here and acting like you're a teenager. Shut up.
Leave me alone, Dad. You're not my father. Mercurio80 says, I love Jay's rants. They get me going for the day. Just wake up and brush your teeth to it.
I'm just angry all the fucking time. I guess it's just when it comes to Twitter, I just get this boiling fucking rage in my asshole, and I just gotta go and fucking spew diarrheic shit from my mouth.
It's good to get it out now, though, and also when you murder hookers.
It's just not. There's not enough. There's just not enough time in the day to get it all out.
Jay angry shits too. He screams.
Goddamn! It sounds like Billy Idol with a rebel yell. She got more.
It is funny too because every time we be hanging out in the car, I'll turn on Eminem and be like, "Dude, this shit's too angry." I'm like, "What are you talking?"
Dude, I'm telling you what. It's proven scientific. I drove when the Eminem 3 album came out. I was working at Movie Gallery, and I drove to and from work listening to nothing but that album. When I got to work, I was mad as fuck, and when I got home, I didn't give a shit. I want to smack my mom in the face.
I'm sorry, Mama.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. I was like, Mama don't understand me. I just walked in the house, got done with the I was just bad.
That's funny because after that, all that shit on Twitter the other day, that's how I felt. I was in my head, I was like, have you ever been hated or demonstrated against? I have.
You should be like, I'm cleaning up my Twitter.
Oh shit. EK, what's up? It's good to see you. Said the other day I was sharing clips of your live streams and videos, and my friends love the expressions Jay made. Long story short, our Discord server now has like 7 emojis of Jay. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead. Fuck it.
People be touching themselves to
go ahead and do that cool fucking shit like that.
That's one right there. That's a good one. Oh shit.
Dude, I swear, you know what? You could have, if you had emoji for that when the whole thing with Twitter, you know what I'm talking about too is like, look, dude, look. Like you were like, that's racist, and be like, hey man, what you just said was racist. Be like, what? What you said?
Dan Murphy, thanks so much, man. Said the perfect Scream 7 ending would be Stu returning and decimating everyone, and Sydney coming in at the end to kill him and say, "Not in my movie." Roll credits. Now you can't reuse the "Not in my movie," but I'm kind of digging the other stuff you're putting down.
I don't want Sydney back. Why don't you just have the new girl kill him, and then that'd be it, and then Sydney die protecting her, and then whatever.
Let me ask you that, by the way. Did you like how they handled Sydney? I loved it when she was like, she deserves her happy ending. That's the perfect way to.
Well, yeah, that screamed to me is like we didn't have the money for her, so we gave her a happy fictional ending because we didn't have the money. Yeah, and I hope they stick with it. I hope she goes into the witness protection program, and she goes and lives in the Caribbean islands or some shit. Far away.
Yeah. Says, oh yeah, and Still Alive and In My Head are absolute bangers. Good soundtrack. Yeah, dude. They are. I didn't want to like the Demi Lovato song because I was like, she's weird.
Yeah.
But like it's stuck in my every day I woke up and that was in my head. Still alive. And they used they did the old school movie thing where the movie closes and she walks off to it.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that, but I just read his thing. I thought he said "Staying Alive." I was like, they didn't put the Bee Gees in there. Like, what are you talking about?
Ghostface kill.
Dude, that would have been funny as fuck at the end of the movie with the credits roll. The "Staying Alive" song.
Justin Proper said, "Can we acknowledge how funny the Halloween Never Ends song is? Reminds me of Blink-182. Would it be cool if I record a cover version of it for fun?" No, Justin. I'll copyright the shit out of you, and I'll give you a strike. If I shut your tail down, you'll be shitting out of your asshole. I'm kidding. You can. I don't care. That's
Justin Proper. He's already got a pick for it.
He does. Go for it, dude. Go for it. Just don't make it better than mine because I'm not a good musician and that'll hurt my feelings. Gary, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. Says, do you think they changed a lot of the story during reshoots after Sydney wasn't going to be in it? Do you think they changed a lot of story? Oh yeah, because she must have been Spec Ops a policeman. Isn't that good? And why have a shrine and mask countdown if it's not Billy and Stu? I still think they always were going to go 7 movies with this, but you're onto something for sure. In my opinion, I think the whole contract dispute was because look, Gail felt forced into this movie. So if they had a whole part for Sydney, I don't think it could have been that big. And I think it would have been a cameo. And I think she just wanted full movie compensation for a cameo because she's the face of the franchise and she feels like she's entitled to that. And that's what I think happened. But you could be right.
Yeah, I don't know. I would imagine if she had any type of I wouldn't see them putting her in any kind of major significant role in the movie. I don't know. As far as reshoots and I don't believe that.
Yeah, I didn't see much room for her in there, to be honest with you. Caleb Parkinson says, "Hi Sal, I'm back." We lost Rogers.
That literally looks like his profile picture is exactly how he would say it too.
Yeah. Ironically, I'm going to be watching some True TV here in a few minutes because the NCAA tournament begins today.
Tomorrow, well, we play tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll probably lose tomorrow too.
It better not happen.
I have us losing in one bracket and winning in one, but we did lose Aaron Rodgers, the Packers. He announced yesterday his intention is to come back and play for the Jets.
Oh God.
Just like Favre, man. I can't wait for Jordan Love to do the same thing in 15 years. It's going to be great. I'm happy about it.
God, he's following the footsteps of the great Tim Tebow.
Brett Favre, hey, and who knows? Maybe he'll still.
I know Brett Favre.
Well, I'm not getting sued. Never mind. I'm not saying that. But look, I mean, I'm happy to see Rodgers go because the marriage between him and the Packers was just getting really awkward. So I hope he has a lot of success for the Jets. I hope the Packers are obviously better because I'm a Packers fan, but I'm rooting for him, man. I hope he does good.
Yeah, I think he should just retire. Maybe he needs to go on another dark retreat. How are you going to go on a dark retreat and decide your best point in the future is to go to the fucking Jets? God damn, that must have been a terrible retreat.
He said he went in 90% that he was going to retire, but when he got out and found out the Packers were shopping him, I think he was so fucking pissed off. He was like, I'll show you.
Why didn't you know where
squad actually?
Why didn't you just go to a pre-made championship? You could have gone. Maybe you could have figured out a way to get to Dallas.
It wasn't up to him. He had to find somebody that could handle his contract and that the Packers were willing to trade him to. So that was the holdup. Bryce Russo, but the Jets do have a good team. They just need a quarterback. Bryce Russo, thanks, buddy. Says, "Hey, Mike and Jay, hope all is well. What's your take on the Disney remakes, especially the upcoming Little Mermaid movie? Always enjoy the channel. God damn.
Look. There is a lot of controversy around. I don't want to get into the details of. First off, I don't think Disney's got any ideas. I think they just keep on remaking shit. And besides that, they're not even making money with the shit they're doing, even if they keep it accurate. I know there was a lot of controversy over The Little Mermaid being black or whatever. But the fact is, a movie that I thought was going to make them a ton of fucking money and it didn't do jack shit was Lion King. It was garbage. It was fucking garbage. But as far as them, remake and putting all the shit, I do take issue with some stuff. Like the one thing, I don't care about the Peter Pan thing. I don't fucking care. I don't care. I think it's stupid though that the Lost Boys are the lost people now because they had to add girls in it. It's the fucking boys. It's the Lost Boys. It's stupid. But anyway, it's still a cartoon. I'll just go back and watch the fucking original if I want to enjoy it, some nostalgia and some popcorn. Otherwise, I don't have any desire to see that shit. I don't have any desire to go to the movie theater and see fucking Little Mermaid or any of the other shit. I think I watched Lion King and I was like, yeah, it sucked. And then I watched Pinocchio for 10 minutes. It was fucking, you could tell Tom Hanks was like drunk giving his lines because he didn't give a shit about that movie. Nobody gave a shit about that movie. That was fucking terrible. So it is what it is. I just feel like it's a soulless ass goddamn company, Disney is, and they do whatever they do and they shit on movies and they don't give a fuck and they recrank shit. They put it all in an assembly line. It just goes out the door. They don't care about the fans. I don't fucking know, but I don't give a shit about the movie because I'm not going to watch it. So,
ironically, this is apparently very uncharacteristic for my extremely racist ass, as you know.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like the character Jada Pinkett Smith played in Scream 2. But I when that controversy came out, I laughed my fucking ass off. I was like, are grown ass people actually upset about the skin color of a fictional fucking mermaid? What is wrong with us as a society? But that aside the point, I could give a fuck less just because I don't watch Disney. I've never been a Disney guy. I wasn't a Disney kid. Like when they start singing in Disney movies as a kid, I know this makes me weird and fucked up and probably a psychopath, but whenever they would start singing, I would just get awkward, be like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Like it makes me feel weird and stupid. So like I love The Lion King, I love Toy Story. Not many Disney movies I even enjoy beyond that. So I was never gonna watch it, but I think more like you said, I think Marvel's completely. Why are they live actioning their movies? Just make more fucking classic cartoons, man. You know?
Well, they don't even do that. It's just it's called, dude. It's the epitome of laziness. It's like you motherfuckers can't come up with another goddamn princess. Like what the fuck? That's all you do. You come out with princesses and goddamn goofy ass mascots. We'll make go make another one.
I don't know why.
That's all they do. They tell me that's all.
Princesses.
That's all you fucking princess. That's all you gotta fucking do, man. They act like they're out of goddamn like fucking ideas. Like Jesus Christ, I could come up and fart out a fucking idea for a princess, like right now. Like you could call it the Princess of the Rainforest. I don't fucking know. The Rainforest Queen, and then she could have like a fucking talking vine that has a little face that talks to it, and it's like helping her to become the new magical. I don't know. Dude, it's like you could fucking shit one out in 5 minutes.
That's true. You could. That's a really good point. Alan Pelly said Rodgers and the Jets. Yeah. Hey, I'm happy about it, dude. Jokes on you guys. That's what I wanted. It's Jordan Love season, baby. I mean, I love everything about him except for the fact that he's black. You know, that's the one thing he's got going against him that I really don't appreciate.
You know what? Mike's fucking burning cross is still fresh that he left into a neighbor's house the other day.
I'm being sarcastic in case anybody wants to clip that. No, I'm excited to see what Jordan Love does, man. I think he's going to be really good. Michael Parton, thank you, my friend, says, when I saw A Quiet Place 15 minutes in, someone in the back stream, fuck this movie, and everyone was staring at me.
they just turned around and stared at him. Yeah, power suggestion, please leave.
The second time I saw Scream 6, man, there's a whole story, but I'll make it brief. This guy, like 4 rows behind me, just kept talking, and you could hear he was talking at full volume, and I was just thinking, thank God I'm not back there, because I'd have knocked him out, because again, nothing to do with the skin color. I just hate people who speak in fucking movie theaters. But anyways, and he was white, by the way, just to make that clear. I don't know his pronouns in case anybody's wondering. I don't want to be offensive.
His pronouns were stupid fuck.
That's fucking asshole were his pronouns. Yeah. But he gets up and goes, I see him talking full volume on his phone, and the 2 older people, I'm guessing, were his parents. He was like in high school, maybe. Looked like a fucking asshole walking around, and he had his phone on with the bright light going, and he literally loud. He's like, I'm just bored. This movie sucks. It's boring as fuck. and like out loud yelled that while he was like walked out and his parents were walking behind him like this. I was like, God, I feel bad for them. You need to fucking take your belt off and whip that little bastard.
Yeah, dude's discipline's gone out the window. Somebody should have yelled, yeah, that's what your mom said to your dad when they were having sex, creating your dumbass fucking self. God, this sucks. It's boring.
You should have stood up and
it sucks. It's boring. Just like your fucking personality, you piece of shit. Nobody's ever going to love you. Your parents thought about adoption before you were born, and now they wish they had done it.
Yeah,
people. Dude, if I could not, back in the day, dude, oh my God, I couldn't even imagine acting like that.
No, hell
Mom
no.
would beat the shit. I'm talking about Switch Time City.
And this kid was like 22, he looked like.
Oh,
he looked like he was
I don't care. Mom, take a fucking belt then. She's like, your
Yeah.
ass might be a little thicker. Now I'm going to use a belt, not a switch that'll break.
Yeah, he looked like a senior that failed 3 times and was held back.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like. But I totally agree with you. We would have had our asses whooped for that.
I couldn't. There's no way.
Hey guys, hope all is well. I have a feeling that Evil Dead Rise will go down as a personal all-time favorite. We are in a beautiful time for fucking.
I think it's going to be good. I'm actually excited about it. I think it's the first time they've taken the story outside of the cabin in the woods type of thing. So because this takes place in an apartment building, so it's actually pretty neat. Mm-hmm. I'm actually weirded. I'm not weirded out. I'm just kind of interested why they didn't. I don't know if they're going to have a callback to Evil Dead 1, the remake, with the surviving girl, because I'm actually shocked they didn't. But you know what? This might be a smart idea because with Evil Dead, if you're not going to do the Ash Williams thing, you can tell different stories of Evil Deads at different times in history. And that's the cool part because it can go on forever.
Yeah, and why get tied down to a character? I think that's probably the smartest way for franchises to go from now on. Like, you don't have to get a Jamie Lee back or whatever. Like, you could just make movies whenever, wherever, however you want to. But I'm with you, dude. The fact that it feels like I've heard people say it's like Evil Dead 2 had sex with the remake, and that's fucking perfection, man.
I love it.
So I can't wait to see it, dude.
I was gonna say, dude, I was watching this interview with Bruce Campbell. It was pretty funny. Some guy asked him, "Hey, whatever happened? Did you ever get a phone call about Freddy versus Jason versus Ash?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, it sounds like a good idea." And he said, "But this is what happened. They called me and they're like, 'Hey, you want to do this movie, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash?' And I'm like, 'Yeah, it sounds great. I can finally kill those bastards forever, for good.'" And then I heard, hello. And then we'll get, that's what, because he said they don't want to put their characters in a movie with a character like mine because it kind of gets silly if they come back when it's Ash Williams and he's got the Necronomicon. He's going to chainsaw the fuck out of them. They're dead for good because that's not beneficial to those characters. It's like, you can't kill my guy. So that's why it never happened. They were like, he's like, you also got to understand there was different studios that were involved, and that's getting sliced 3 ways, and they're all interested in their own version winning. So yeah, it was never going to happen.
It's funny because that boardroom probably just boiled down to people being like, Jason's not going to die. So
I would have loved to have been a fly. He's like, Freddy's not going to die. Well, I didn't say he did have to die, but I mean, he's also not going to get the upper hand. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall.
It's like kids play with toys. Gary, thanks again, man. Says, my friend doesn't like horror and gore, and I took him to see Chainsaw 3D, Evil Dead, the Halloween trilogy, Scream 5 and 6. He's okay with Scream because it's not as gory, but this one, he said he's not watching Evil Dead. This one was pretty gory, dude. The Scream was. Lots of intestines.
Yeah, there was, yeah. Well, I mean, some people just don't like it, I guess, but it is what it is. I don't know, I feel like gore is okay. I mean, if it's gore for gore reasons, I mean, it's kind of whatever, but if it's used in a good storyline way, I think it's easier to digest for someone that doesn't like gore. If it just makes sense, I don't know why that is, but it seems easier.
I think it's the special effects of the horror franchise, So like I love it, I dig it, but like this one, yeah, he's not gonna want to watch this one. Cheese grater alone on the leg, that looks so nasty.
I actually thought you did that.
No,
I thought you pulled a hair on your leg or something.
Yeah, I just grabbed my own dick and twisted it.
Oh,
Caleb Parks said, when Jay says "toll it," gets me bricked up, my cunt.
The old toilet. No, I'm not getting that. You can flush that down the toilet there. You're a cunt, Caleb.
Chow says, y'all think the voice changer from Scream 3 will ever be back in the new movies? It should be. I think we heard, well, no, that wasn't that. That was actually in 5 and 6 when he turns it on the phone and you hear it go, turn on. But I don't know if they should bring the voice changer back. I'd say it gives Ghostface too much power. It's kind of like a game genie, in my opinion.
Now you're playing with power. Superpower.
But if it was in Scream 3, it's kind of dumb that every Ghostface wouldn't use it, right? Because that's a good tactical weapon.
Maybe it got the technology moved on.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
maybe
a weird one.
maybe they just don't use it anymore because they can find easier ways to change their fucking voice. I don't know.
It's actually a really good point.
Instead of walking around with a goddamn box that looks like it's from 1996, they can just walk around with something smaller and easier to use to disguise their voice.
Like my dick. I wouldn't even use I wouldn't even use a voice change, dude. I would just do Bane voice the whole time. I was like, so I hear you like scary movies.
I wouldn't even do that, dude. I'd do something. I would do that guy for the berries and cream commercial. It's like, there's a cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. I would just do something really weird. Like, I don't even think he's a killer. Listen to him. It's like, I'm going to slice you open so bad it's going to be crazy.
I've always wanted to do that video, dude. Like, what if killers had different voices? I wanted to do the strangers, and it's like, because you were home. You know what I mean? Like, weird shit like that. At some point, we got to do it. Brandon Ferguson, what's up, dude? Thank you, my friend. He said, what's up, guys? A little late to the live, but on my way to watch Scream 6 for a second time. Also going to meet Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard next weekend. That's
cool,
awesome,
man.
Dude.
Yeah, I heard. I haven't got a chance. Neither one of us have got a chance really to meet Skeet Ulrich or Matthew Lillard. But this one time we were walking behind them and we freaked out. We didn't do shit.
Well, they were walking behind us.
Yeah, they were walking behind us. So I turned around. I was like, "Holy shit!" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Dude, it's fucking Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich." And he was like,
"Yeah."
And we didn't know what to do. We just said,
"What do we do?"
I was like, "We just keep walking forward. Don't turn around and say a goddamn word."
By the way, this was before the convention opened, so it was literally just us and them. And we're like, well, what should we do? I don't know, Wayne.
I remember we look like goddamn stalkers. We look like ghost face killers. We walked around several times and walked past them on purpose. And they didn't even have anybody at their booth because they just got there. I think Skeet Ulrich was on his phone and Matthew Lillard was talking to somebody, like either, one of his helpers or whatever. And we could have at any point gone over there. But I felt like an asshole because Skeet Ulrich was on his phone. I would be like, "Hey, what's up, man? Hey, Skeet." Hey, man, I didn't know what to do. And then Matthew Lillard was talking to someone, so I didn't want to be rude and just stand there and stare at him until he looked at me.
Hey, you guys ever seen our videos? We like your videos.
Yeah,
we think you guys are neat.
I'm like, I just threw the phone at me, Dick.
I'm sure you haven't heard that 72 times today.
Bye.
Dog, but thanks, buddy. Says I was gonna go back to sleep until I saw your guys' notifications. LOL.
Hey.
We're happy to keep you up. We're not going to be here much longer, though, so don't worry.
Yeah, at least the notifications work, though. That's good because a lot of people aren't getting them.
Big facts. Bry Guy says everyone knows that Bry Guy is the first guy that would die in a horror movie. I don't know why. He's like, he's the Bry Guy.
God damn, Brian.
Your tits are so juicy, bro.
Brian would bring the beer. He'd bring the natural light and have the beer pong set up. He's like, "Where's Bry Guy?" And then Bry Guy's like hanging in the fucking shed out back that Jason just disemboweled him.
Yeah, he's the one that's always got weed. Everyone knows the best version of Peter Pan will always be Hook. R.I.P. Robin Williams.
That's true.
Damn straight.
I loved it. Hook is great. Dustin Hoffman was awesome in Hook. Good shit.
Damn straight, brother. Zay's podcast says saw 6 again last night. Scream 6 again with my fam. They loved it and aren't even Scream fans, which says a lot about why the movie is so successful so fast. I agree, man. I think it's fucking accessible and it's a goddamn party on ice. On ice.
Disney on Ice. Everyone loves that show. Escapades.
Berto says, speaking of remakes, Jay, have you tried the Resident Evil 4 demo?
No, I know they just released the one for the chainsaw, but I haven't got it. I probably won't get the demo. I'll probably just buy the game when it comes out. I think I've watched enough footage of it to know that I'm going to get it. So I don't need to play the demo. I don't do that anymore. I don't really play demos. I just get the game. If I watch, I do my research, obviously. I go on YouTube, I watch a review of it or something like that, and then make $60 a lot of money. Or it might even be $70 now for a new game. So you got to make sure you're in it to win it. I've been burned before. I've done that shit. I don't know if any of you guys have done that shit. Like a game looked good, but I just went on a gut feeling. I'm like, it's going to be great. And it was a fucking dog shit game. I'm like, God damn.
That hurts, man. That's a lot worse than renting a movie that sucks. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but I also bought it digitally, so I mean, I guess you can refund digital. I don't know how that works, but I've never done it before.
As long as you haven't played it much, you can do it. I've done it multiple times because I'm like, I'm never gonna play this game. I don't fucking, Caleb says you guys are both awesome. I'm at every show. New pick.
I like it.
There we go.
I like it.
You do kind of.
That's the face that you make when someone accuses you of being a racist on Twitter when you didn't say anything remotely racist.
That was me all day. My wife was like, "Good job getting canceled."
I don't know what happened.
Thought it'd be Jay.
Yeah, that's true. I 100%. No, just because I would be the one that fuck up something really bad or say something that I thought was joking. Like I would think it was a joke until like that's racist as fuck. I was like, I didn't know shit.
You know what they say,
I just thought it was funny.
Twitter's not real life. Arthur Vega, hey, thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate that. It says, hey, Mike and Jay, cup of coffee. Hope all is well. Random question: what if in Halloween Kills, when Marion sees Michael, he flips the car over like in Rob Zombie's H2? That's when she was like, "This is for Dr. Loomis." Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, if he flipped that over, it's like, God damn, he's been taking his supplements. If he flipped that fucking because I mean, if you look at Michael in Halloween Kills, he didn't seem like, I mean, he was big. Don't get me wrong, but Rob Zombie's like Tyler Mane was fucking monstrous, dude. Like he was like jacked. So I mean, physically, I don't think that he could do it.
Yeah, I think that would be subverting. I mean, he did a lot of strong shit, but flipping over a car is a whole another thing. But
that's some like strongman shit right there.
Yeah, hey, maybe his baby was inside of it.
Well, he's like, I'm gonna flip over a car and maybe she gets crushed, but I can just do it real quick and slice her throat. Like I don't have to give myself a hernia to do it.
Hey, that just goes to show you right there too. Like one of the good aspects of Rob Zombie's movies is because we at least got to see that super strength, super fucking natural Michael for a little while, even if they hoboed him and ruined him in the second one. But still.
The only way but that was a regular size car. I mean, if it had been a smaller compact car, then yeah, it's possible to flip it. But I mean, even Tyler Mane,
fucking Prius.
Yeah, but even a Tyler Mane couldn't do that. Like not if they were going and playing around with the is he supernatural, is he not supernatural? That would have given him, if he just flipped the car like he's the fucking Hulk, they'd be like, all right, well, he's Jason from Manhattan.
Arnold Schwarzenegger lifted a car in Twins, but he only did it to stop.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, though, is a different story. He owns a tank, and he
true.
cooks eggs on the fucking tank when it's hot outside and eats them.
I'm not gay, but I'd fuck Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Dude,
Gary, anyways. Gary says people care less. People care about race swaps is because they're fans that don't like any changes. It's like changing Myers and some colored people. I don't think you're supposed to say that, but they hate it because it's lazy. They argue. I don't know if that's appropriate or not.
It's fine. It's not.
I'm scared
it's not
to say anything
deal.
right now.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
They're giving them leftovers instead of new characters. I honestly, the only way I can understand being upset about the any character's gender, I mean not gender or their skin color being swapped out for another skin color is if you were the skin color they were being switched to. Because like if I were, like for instance, if you're a black person and they make Superman black and you go, I'm supposed to be happy with this. I want a black character who was made as a black character, an origin story. Give me a new black character. I don't want your leftovers. That anger I understand. I don't understand white people being upset that they make a character black. I just I've never.
Well, I agree with Gary here. He's actually on. And no, what you said is true. But the thing about it is when you do the race swapping, it is again, it's the epitome of laziness, and it's actually in a way, if you want to look at it that way, it's more racist to fucking make a white character, traditional white character, black, just because you're trying to check mark some inclusivity bullshit. And it's almost like saying to the black community, hey, you guys aren't important enough to come up to have a new character. You're not important enough to have a new history of a character. We're just going to take a traditionally white guy and give that to you. Like, it's like the same fucking thing. I don't even know if this, well, no, it happened in the comic. It was a parallel reality. So fine, you can give it a wash. Fine, no big deal. But so like you look at something like the X-Men, right? The X-Men was made very simply. Stan Lee himself said this because you could give them powers without giving them a backstory. They could just say they're born with powers. Right. That's the easiest thing in the fucking world. So you could come up with any character you wanted, which they did, by the way, in the comic books. There has been multiple mutants from all sorts of nationalities, races, ethnic, backgrounds, sexualities, all of that stuff. And I think in a recent Marvel comic book, Bishop travels to a parallel dimension, and in that parallel dimension, Jean Grey's black and Cyclops is black. It's kind of like, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, it's not like these are mutants. They can literally do anything and be born any way, and you chose to do that, even though, again, it was a parallel world. But it just, to me, it just seems like it's a lazy attempt. And it's racist. By the way, people always say if you don't like that, you're racist. It seems like it's more racist to me to say, again, you're not good enough to have a new character. We're just going to take them and race swap them. Like, that's what it is. I mean, and by the way, there's been some really cool black characters that I've seen, and they still, where's my new Blade movie? Which I actually don't want because Wesley Snipes is the only Blade. Where's my new Spawn movie? By the way, those are great characters. Their leaders were black. I never gave a shit that their characters were black. I just read them because the stories were good, and I like those characters. So that's all you need. You just need a great character, and who the fuck cares about their skin color?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
I mean,
it
that's one thing. When I watch entertainment, I don't want to be talking about like skin
I don't
color and all
either.
that shit and arguing. I want to watch entertainment. It's supposed to make us forget about whatever, unless it's specifically about that kind of thing. But yeah, Jonathan Hirado, thank you very much. Says sup players. Y'all see the post Daddy Snyder made yesterday about
Yeah.
a major event. Also forgot Shazam is out Friday. Any interest you completely, Jonathan? We talked about both these earlier in the show, but we do appreciate it very much.
Mhm.
And Jay
I
might
saw.
see Shazam.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it 100%. I'm not. I don't know
I'm not.
when, but yeah, I'll see it at some point. I'll give a quick review at some point when we're doing these live streams. But yeah, and I did see what Daddy said on the internet. It made me happy.
Good old Daddy Snyder.
Oh, Daddy.
But yeah, it's in the previous part of the stream. All right, last subject we're going to talk about today before we go watch us March Madness, because it's the day of reckoning. Is this, dude? This is fucking nuts. Okay,
What's going on?
Nuts.
What's going on?
Ben Affleck did a big interview with the Hollywood Reporter and talked about a lot of shit. But one of the things he talked about was the whole situation that happened with the Zack Snyder, with the Zack Snyder cut, or the Justice League with Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
He said, and about the James Gunn situation. The rumor is that Ben Affleck was supposed to maybe direct The Brave and the Bold. And that came out, and here he poo-poos that. And they said, he said here, I was going to direct a Batman and Justice League made me go, I'm out. I never want to do any of this again. I'm not suited. That was the worst experience I've ever seen in a business, which is full of some shitty experiences. It broke my heart. There was an idea of someone, Joss Whedon, coming in like, I'll rescue you and we'll do 60 days of shooting and I'll write a whole thing around what you have. I've got the secret. And it wasn't the secret. That was hard. And I started to drink. He said, I started to drink too much. I was back at the hotel in London. It was either that or jump out the window. And I just thought, this isn't the life I want. My kids aren't here. I'm miserable. You want to go to work and find something interesting to hang on to rather than just wearing a rubber suit. And most of it, you're just standing against the computer screen going, if this nuclear waste gets loose, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't condescend to that or put it down, but I got to a point where I found it creatively not satisfying. Also, you're sweaty and exhausted. And I thought, I don't want to participate in this in any way. And I don't want to squander any more of my life, of which I have a limited amount.
Yeah. Well, he's speaking truth. That motherfucker should get, he should get a soapbox and just go at it. Because him preaching the truth to the choir, it's 100% accurate. Joss Whedon was an asshole that came in exactly how he said. He didn't have to come out and call Joss Whedon an asshole. He pretty much called him an asshole by saying, yes, I got the secret. I know exactly how to do it. It'll take me 50 days. I'll do it in 2 hours and we'll be fine. No, what you did was you injected that MCU bullshit and it failed. It flopped. It was terrible. Nobody liked it. You made one of the major stars fucking say, I quit. I don't even want to fucking ever do this again. You made it that terrible of an experience. But absolutely, Joss Whedon was the worst thing. That was the worst director they could have hired. And at the time, I thought, hey, you know what? It's going to be okay. He did great with the Avengers. Age of Ultron's a little suspicious. Wasn't that great, but he'll be all right. I mean, it's Batman and fucking Superman. How are you going to fuck that up? And he did. Goddamn, he found a way. And good on him, because there's not many people that can fuck that up. The only other people that can do that is people that have the control and rights of Disney with Star Wars.
Some people have imposter syndrome that aren't supposed to have imposter syndrome. I think Joss Whedon needed a little bit of some imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I think he made it work with the Avengers. Not the greatest movie, but we had a blast with it because of what it meant to the world. But and going forward, he kind of he doesn't poo James Gunn, but he poo-poos that whole thing.
I think the writing, though, if you look at Age of Ultron, that was a significant drop in storytelling from the Avengers.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was. They asked Ben Affleck, they said, so if DC came to you now and said, do you want to direct something? He just fucking point blank, I would not direct something for the James Gunn DC. Absolutely not. Good. I have nothing against James Gunn. Nice guy. Sure, he's going to do a great job. I just wouldn't want to go and direct in the way they're doing that. I'm not interested in that.
Well, that's telltale sign. I'm wondering if he's gotten some kind of insider knowledge on what their plans are, and it's a lot more happy-go-lucky than the universe that Zack Snyder was building, in which that he was like, that sounds exactly like the Batman that I would like to play. So it's kind of nerve-wracking, because if they go the opposite direction, which they are going to do because they didn't like Zack Snyder, that makes me a little nervous, because it's like, are we just going to have a fucking carbon copy of the MCU? And now it's going to have like a happy-go-lucky Superman, which is fine. You can have your happy-go-lucky Superman, but don't make fucking Batman the Adam West joke return. Just so, I don't know. It makes me scared, dude. Like, if we see a carbon copy of the MCU, DC's dead. They're fucking dead.
I think here's the thing. I think this is the twist on that, though. Like, I totally fucking 1000% agree with you. I think James Gunn is going to make it, based on what he said. He wants a hopeful Superman. All the stuff he said is 100% going that way.
I'll allow it.
They don't want a dark, they don't want a dark Superman or any of that shit. But the twist here is, and they did announce James Gunn is directing it and writing it, by the way. But the twist here is that James Gunn also puts in a lot of fucking risque humor, a lot of R-rated stuff in his movies. I don't think it's going to be dark. I think it's going to be hopeful, but I think it could be both maybe. And I haven't thought about that. What if you took Marvel, but you made it for adults without making it drab or anything?
Yeah,
it's happy, but it's adults also. That's
James Gunn's a great director. I mean, I'm not going to shit on him, but I mean, yeah, and you look at something like, you got to be hopeful about it anyway, because you look at something like Suicide Squad. I mean, it was great. It crushed it. I thought it was awesome. And it blended in some awesome moments in that. Like, there was obviously genuine humor that was really over the top, funny, gross out humor, the kind of stuff that you like to see, because the characters were just they were kind of lame on their own, and he made them fucking cool. And then he also had some deep moments in that shit too, with Robert Patrick and John Cena. You know, his dad was a fucking racist, and then they unveil John Cena was mistreated and shit. There was like a lot of cool mixing in there that, you know, he never would have been able to get away with, like when he was doing Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, maybe. And you know, that is true. DC is not beholden to the mouse stick, so they can get away with, like, or Warner Brothers, they can get away with like putting in the dick humor if they want to in like a Batman movie. He could say fuck. He could do whatever.
Right. So I'm hoping that's what he means. I definitely, dude. If they start ripping off Marvel, I'm out. Peace in the fuck out.
I'm you know what? And if they're gonna make Superman, I know that people have been asking for that shit for years. Fine, whatever. If they're gonna do a hopeful Superman, okay, I'm not fine. But still, let me see the Batman that Snyder actually, well, at least the blueprint that he laid out. I want a grizzled veteran of the Gotham streets. I want a guy that's like almost the point of being fed up.
Buy that hooker on the
street. Fucking yeah, dude. I know. I'll buy that for $1. But but I want that. I don't want to go back to like, oh, I'm just starting out. I don't know what to do, Alfred. Huh? I don't want that shit. I want like just like I was like, I want that grizzled ass Batman. But yeah, man, we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful, but we'll see.
I totally agree with you, man. But we could definitely poo-poo Ben Affleck. But I also think, dude, I think he's friends with Snyder. I think they went through some shit together.
Yeah.
And they invited him to come direct, and he said, no, fuck that.
Probably.
I'm sticking with Snyder. Up the ass, Franklin. Oh, damn, son. That's fucked up.
That's what you said to your, is that what you said to your bunkmate the first time you went into prison? Up the ass, Franklin.
Read me this childhood story while I do it. What's up, guys? Halloween 2018 was very soothing to the rectum. Kills was rough around the edges, but got the job done. Ends was like the most unpleasant, prickly cactus imaginable. Definitely not okay.
Yeah, well, you know, it's so great, but you know what the good news is? I think, and we've talked about Halloween ends to the, you know, till the roosters come home. But the thing about it is, though, I think it's pretty interesting that people are still talking about it, which is a good thing. It wasn't one of those movies that are so forgetful that nobody talks about it anymore. So, I mean, that's kind of cool that Michael Myers is still relevant, even this far out, and it's still being talked about. I think that's something that's telling. I think that's telling. Yeah. Because, you know, the worst thing that could happen to these movies if nobody fucking cared to talk about it. Like, you know, like Resurrection sucked asshole. That's all you had to know about. And nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to even acknowledge that pimple on the ass. So, like, it'll go away on its own.
I think Ends is a good movie. It just may not be a good movie for that moment in the franchise, you know? And I feel like on its own, it might have been, but the follow up to what they promised in Kills and then they did with what Ends happened, I think that was the biggest travesty. I think that fucked them up. Or like Up the Ass, Franklin said, it's an ass cactus.
By the way, his turtle looks exactly like the facial expression that it would be if you got the Up the Ass Franklin. Did you see it? It was just like,
it looked like a cover to the book. Oh shit! I just clicked that off. My fault. Goth Boy 95. I'm the Goth Boy. What's the beef between Christian Bale and Warner Brothers? I didn't know there was one.
I think I heard. Are you talking about? Yeah, there was something about it. I don't remember. I might have just over. I don't know. Christian Bale seems like he's mad at everybody at least once in a while. I don't know what it was. I mean, I don't know if it was something else. I don't know if he got mad that they didn't invite him to do fucking a cameo in the Flash. I don't know what it was. Fuck, who knows? He gets mad about it.
Maybe that's where it came from. No, I haven't heard that, man, but I would
have to look it up.
Hey, a lot of people have a problem with Warner Brothers.
A lot of people's girlfriends are in there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You got me on that one. Hey guys, we love your fucking faces. We're getting the fuck out of here.
Gotta go. I gotta piss bad.
Yeah. Thank y'all for an awesome time. We love you.
See you guys.
Good night, Dark Continent. Oh fuck, that was weird.